Are we live?
Yep. I pushed the live button.
I didn't even see countdown. Okay, cool.
Wait. Oh, well, you want me to count down? Okay, so
3.
5,
No,
4.
where are we?
What?
Where are we starting from?
5. From 3.
3. Okay, do it.
Yeah.
Are we going on
3,
go or
2,
on 1?
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Such goofballs.
I know. It's the last Whiskey Thursday of the year, right?
That's right. So big announcement. Welcome everybody to Whiskey Thursday. Just getting ready here. I bet you guys didn't think we'd be coming live after that epic masterclass, but we're here. If you guys were on that masterclass, I'm sure you heard Matt announce Whiskey Thursday about 55 times to make sure that all you guys are going to show up. And yeah, so here we are. What's going on for tonight, buddy?
Let's see. We are. Oh, hang on. Wait. Please select creative. Oh, my bad.
Still sending out the
sending out the notification to let everybody know. You know, we're live. All right.
Awesome.
There you go.
So last Whiskey Thursday of 2018.
Yep.
Any goals for you in 2019? Any maybe less drinking?
I've talked about so many. What are we going to call this show? Just Thursdays?
Yeah, we'll call it Thursdays.
Oh man, no, there's a lot of goals for 2019.
Yeah, that sounds like you've got a lot.
I haven't decided which ones I'm going to pursue. Like, you know, I'm pretty ADD, and I really need to narrow down like what I'm going to pursue because there's so many different things that I would love to do and accomplish every year.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I've been so busy the past couple of months. I haven't even thought about it. I mean, even, you know, Christmas was crazy. Like, you know, I'm typically pretty good with Christmas gifts and stuff. Like, where I try to get out there, you know, the week before, you know, not keep it till like save it till the last day. But man, this year was like just trying to find some time to get out there. It was crazy. And I even thought about, you know, any goals or anything for 2019. So I think I'm just gonna keep moving forward and keep working and you know, keep growing, I guess. So
yeah, and I mean, you and I have got some big goals for 2019 that we'll be talking about later on tonight or tomorrow.
We can mention it a little bit later on. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. So tell us what's going on tonight. What do we got? Who we got?
Tonight, we have an agent who is from my student program, and he is doing his marketing himself because, like, obviously he's really involved in the group, and you guys are going to know him when you see him, I'm sure. But he's doing all of his marketing himself. He's doing a lot of really cool things, and we're just going to talk to him a little bit about what's working, what's not.
And he's been pretty successful too. So
yeah, and he's a new agent this year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's got a really cool story. So we're going to get into that. Yeah.
Awesome. That's good. I'm anxious to see him. So, and see what he's been doing. Cause I know he's like you said, he's pretty active inside the group and stuff. And from what I've heard from you, he's been pretty successful with what he's been doing. He's gotten a number of closings, I think, from your training, which has been, you know, great. And I think it was a great testimony for you as well. So that's been good. And what about the masterclass? What did you think about that?
We're so drained. It was 2.5 hours. Yeah. I know, right? We're like, man, last Thursday, 2018, just finished the masterclass. All right, we're gonna get our energy up. Come on, let's get some comments. You guys tell us where you're at. If you're watching live, hashtag live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments. Let's get the engagement up. Let's get more people in here. Let's have some fun. What kind of questions? Guys, tonight is super laid back. We're having fun. We're chilling out.
Shane is sick.
The whole point of Whiskey Thursday originally was that we would basically get on the phone and talk marketing on Thursday nights while we had a glass of whiskey. And it was like, oh, you're drinking whiskey too? Yeah, same here. We should do something with this. I mean, that's pretty much how it started. You know, and it was funny because we ended up, my wife went out to karaoke on Thursdays, which she didn't this week because I think everybody's out of town. But anyways, and you weren't busy on Thursdays, and so it just ended up this thing that just started happening, and here we are. Like, gosh, how long have we done this now? Is this like episode We
I don't
should keep
know,
track, man.
probably. We do keep track. I keep track a little bit here and there, and then I try to upload them to the YouTube channel.
Right.
And I've been slacking on that, but maybe that could be one of my goals coming 2019.
Yeah. Well, speaking of keeping up with all that sort of stuff, we do have some opportunities coming up for people where they're going to, if somebody's interested, we're looking for a couple of moderators. So for the group,
absolutely.
you guys noticed that there's been more and more spam lately because people
who's loving the spam, guys? Come on, who's that's,
it is fun.
Like, this is like my chance to like get on there and drop some of my favorite gifts.
Right?
I love it. Mess with them a little bit. Just a little bit, but it is annoying. So so the group's growing. I mean, the past week we've seen a lot of growth inside the group, and so I think it's kind of time now to add some more moderators to it, and keep the group growing and good, and keep the stuff that we don't want out of it. So so the
cool partnerships coming up with people that want to, be on the show, or they want to have us on their show, different things like that. So that's gonna be cool in 2019.
Everybody, you see these comments, like everybody's always wondering if you're outside. It's like,
I'm not even looking. Yeah, I am right now. It's only like 40 degrees today. So I am outside most Thursdays. I just kind of started outside, and I don't have a cigar inside, so it works out. And I like
for
being
now
out for a little while. I grew up in the country, man. So like I live in the city now, and this is as much as I get to enjoy the outdoors with Thursday night.
So Epic Masterclass. If you guys were on that, would love to hear what you thought about it. Comment down below.
Who was on it? Let us know if you were on the masterclass.
That was great. Ravi dropped a ton of knowledge. If you don't know what we're talking about, we held a masterclass with Ravi, talking about the luxury real estate market, and I think he added a lot more than I expected to that. There's some insane, like I thought the targeting stuff was just it's some of the things he was talking about was quite new for me. So a lot of value in there.
It's interesting because there's a couple of things there that he was doing that I've wanted to try for quite a while, but at the same time, like I don't feel comfortable going out and testing systems or methods on a client who's spending their money. You know what I mean? Like, so like my testing, it's got to be somebody where I have worked out some sort of a deal so they know it's testing, or somebody who wants me to test with them or something like that. It's limited. So when you have somebody come in and they're able to teach you a method that you've been wanting to cover, it's just really awesome. I mean, especially for the price, like there is so much value in that. I honestly think that if somebody was to pay for coaching for 2.5 hours to get that same information, it'd probably cost you several $1,000s.
Right.
It's wild.
So who do we got on? I can't see the comments. Do you see the comments? Who we got on here? Let's say hi to everybody.
So we got Gary. Gary, how's it going? Chris, what's going on? Chris says the masterclass was pure value.
Chris.
Torrance is here. What's going on, Torrance? Dave, how's it going? Chris, what's going on? Let's see here. Svetlin, how's it going? Dimitri, what's up, man? He says, great masterclass. I just wish I saved the text chat before you closed it down. I know there's a lot of great information in there. And some funny comments. So Dimitri says, what are those things that you wanted to try? Dimitri, there's a lot of things I wanted to try. I'm not going to go over those because they were covered in the masterclass because Ravi has gone out there and done them. So it's pretty awesome. That's what I mean. Like when somebody's gone out there and done the things that you'd like to do, and you can just pay them for the information and you don't have to go test it, and you can pitch a proven system, that's just gold. Yeah. Let's see. Torrance is saying, when can we get the recording? Shane, is the recording, is it tomorrow or Saturday? We're hoping to have that up.
Well, hopefully by tomorrow, it's like 2.5 hours. So typically I split them up. So it's usually the master class, and then I split up the questions at the end. It takes a little while to process the videos. So, it's going to take a few hours to get up. So I'll start it tonight. It'll be on probably by tomorrow. Okay. Chatbot upgrades will be also available by tomorrow. So
perfect. Yep. And then let's see here. Gary says it was sold out when I tried to get in. Really? Okay. I didn't know. Is it?
Oh, I don't know. We told everybody that this wasn't going to be available after, so it expired at 5 p.m. today. So if you weren't able to get in before then, apologies. That was the agreement we had with Ravi.
Yep. Gary says, first time I've taken a full page of notes since college. Wow.
Awesome.
Let's see. Ben says, Sniply, snip.ly, supports pixels. Thoughts? I don't use Sniply, so I'm not really sure what it would be. Maybe it's like Bitly? And then that could be a cool thing. Because you could use that. How could you use that? Well, I guess you could use it if you're doing a chat bot. You could put your pixel somewhere inside the chat bot and optimize.
Are you guessing right now?
Well, I'm trying to think, like, what would be possible? If it's something like Bitly, what could you do? But yeah, anyways. Chris says, awesome masterclass, but I couldn't keep up with the notes. That's all right, Chris. You'll get the recording. It'll be great. Mark says, aloha, fellows. Love the masterclass today. Straight fire. Mark, I hope you're in Hawaii. Is that what you're saying, aloha? Alina and Alan are on. What's going on? Yeah. So, no, I thought it was a really great masterclass. I thought it had a ton of value. It went over so many things that apply to marketers and yet so many things that apply to agents. So I thought it was really valuable.
Yeah, maybe, I think because it was so successful, we got a lot of people that are, supporting these masterclasses. We were close to 100 people that bought tickets to it. And so, there's a good chance that we might bring Ravi back on for another one, in the next maybe few months or so, if he's up for it. But we'll definitely be doing more of those in the future. I think that they add a lot of value, and it's an opportunity for people to be able to, not spend a whole lot of money, but learn a lot of information from, some of the top marketers out there that are working in specific niches.
Yeah, how many guys are liking that, where we're able to go out and get somebody who's absolutely crushing it and get them to let us into a class for less than $100 and teach us their main, their main method, basically.
Yeah, because we had Cheryl last month, so if you guys missed that, the paid pitch one, which was the events masterclass, I thought that was great. She offered so much value. And she's a great marketer. And then Ravi this time around. Like I said, I think they offer an awful lot of value for a fraction of the cost. So,
yeah. Jason says, when's the big upsell to your event in person for 2K? That's a great question. Who wants to be in Florida?
Who wants to go in Florida? We'll be in Florida.
Miami in a couple weeks. We'll do an event down there if people want to go.
Anybody wants to go to Miami, let us know.
Yeah. Let's see. Jason says he'll come. Joe says he loved it. Mark says, yes, he's in Maui. Okay, so he is in Hawaii when he said aloha. Awesome. I wasn't sure if it was like a hipster thing or if you lived in Hawaii. So you're legit. Oh, man. Anyways, like I said, we're chilling. We're having fun. So
Joe's coming on. He's going to talk to us a little bit about what he's doing. And a lot of times, with these Whiskey Thursdays, typically we have marketers that come on, sometimes new marketers, sometimes seasoned marketers. I like when we get the agents that come on to these. Every so often we bring an agent, and you get different perspective of what's going on out there. And I think for especially new marketers that have never worked for agents, this gives you a really good idea of what they might be doing and some of the challenges that they're running into. And I think having Joe on tonight for a half hour or so is going to be great for anybody that's watching.
Yeah, and I think it's a great time to ask questions, like maybe talk about some of the things that you want to offer to agents and ask, is that something an agent would be interested in? Because Joe's an agent, he can answer that. He'll probably end up doing it himself because he's a heck of a marketer as well as an agent. So, but still, you can kind of get some feedback on maybe some of the stuff that you're working on, or what agents are doing or thinking, or how to get agents to follow up better, or what he's doing to follow up. Well, he's using one of my techniques right now, so he probably won't talk about that. But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And again, just throw your questions in, guys. There's really no agenda for tonight other than to have a good time and get some knowledge out from Joe and chill out and enjoy the rest of 2018. And we do have a special announcement at the end.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm trying to I'm not feeling well at all. It's crazy. I'm just like, it comes and goes. I just got this really bad cold, and it's like I feel like crap for.
Well, your kids have been sick for how long?
My little girl's been sick for, oh my God, it's horrible. It's been like it was the past 5 days or so, and ear infection, bronchitis. And she's only 2, so you're kind of limited in terms of what you can give her. But it's also really stressful because she has fever-induced seizures, so it's super stressful in the house when she gets sick. Right, we're just like the world stops, everything stops. I try to get some work done. My wife's stressed out. Everybody's just it's really, really stressful. So so when she's sick, that's hard. And then right after that, typically we get sick. So, but this is this is the life of a child in daycare. So we can't. So it's just the way it is, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let me shoot that link over to Joe, and I'll get Joe on here real quick.
All right, sounds good.
In the meantime, we do have some questions coming in. Mark laughed at the hipster thing. Do we have people actually asking about a live event? I'll send out a few free accounts for Link Wizard. Okay, so Dave's saying he uses Link Wizard to basically do what I was just talking about.
Okay.
Is pixelable links. Let me see here. Get the link over to Joe. I should pixel it so I know if he clicks it, right? I can retarget him if he doesn't. So let's see. I'm curious. So what has been your December? If you're watching right now, what has your December been like as a marketer? Because a lot of agents do take time off during December. So how have you been dealing with that? And have you been able to acquire new clients in December, guys and girls? Let us know. Hey guys.
I was actually surprised on how many agents were around this year. I ended up I booked a meeting actually it was yesterday. Mm-hmm. I was able to book a meeting for yesterday. The week before Christmas, I booked a bunch of meetings. I was surprised on how many people were actually responding to things. I actually saw a comment inside the group, or it was a post inside the group. I can't remember by who, but asking, whether or not they should be starting their cold email campaigns, around Christmas time. And I think there's it's a good time to reach out to people. And, last year, what ended up happening for me anyways, was that we started sending out a bunch of proposals like November, December, and then everything started hitting January, February. And I think that's, where a lot of the agents start making their decisions in terms of, what they want to do with their marketing, if they're switching brokerages. They're starting to make decisions about the upcoming year, especially in our region where it's very seasonal.
Yeah.
Things start hitting right away, like January, it's going to get really, really busy again. So I don't think it's a bad time to start any sort of outreach program, whether it's cold email or, cold calling or anything like that. I think it's definitely a good time to start.
Love it. Yeah. And it's weird because it's very similar to the real estate agent, lead generation. When we start prospecting, we don't see a lot of those results for, 90 days. Sometimes we see them quicker, but a lot of times people need time to be warmed up to the emails, to be warmed up to the phone calls or whatever you're using. And they might not have the money right away. Right. Yeah. So it's similar to dealing with buyers and sellers. So I think it's cool though that we can relate to agents in that way as marketers. Kara says, I'm at a point in my business for the first time I'm having to do reach out. There are so many ways to do reach out. Is there a recommended channel or strategy you can talk about? Well, Kara, we've gone over a couple different methods the past couple of weeks. Let's see, we had Cheryl's masterclass, which was the events, which is a great way to do it. Leighton was on talking about his cold calling methods, which is another great way to do it. Other people are using LinkedIn. Other people are using cold email. I don't know that there's a wrong way to do it. I think there's different things are going to work better for you than they might for me, or vice versa, right? So I think you have to play to your strengths and use the method that you're most comfortable continually using. Would you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, I definitely agree. For me, there's only a couple different methods that I like to, I don't like cold calling, and I can't do cold emails. So I rely a lot on my own network, friends and family is what I started with, and then just started growing my network. Now I rely a lot on referrals. And working with my existing clients, events, so those are typically my methods. But usually, you know, and just because I don't like doing it, it doesn't mean that I can't get somebody else to do it, right? So you kind of get to a point where it's like you have to, if you're going to do outreach and to sign more clients, you need to try every possible avenue, right? And you need to maintain those, whether that's, you know, doing everything possible with Facebook, Facebook ads, LinkedIn, hire a salesperson if you don't like to do cold calls, or, you know, hire a person that can do cold calls for you. If you can do cold emails, do the cold emails and so on, right? So try to utilize as many possible methods so that you can reach as many clients as possible.
Yeah. And one of the things I tell all the agents that I work with is it's about conversations. So there's a lot of different methods of lead generation in real estate or as marketing, either way. The point is, though, you have to have enough conversations to be able to pitch. So whichever one is getting you into the most conversations that you enjoy doing, or even if you don't enjoy it, if it's getting you into the most conversations, it might be the way to go.
Yeah. So we got Joe.
Oh, what's going on,
Hey,
Joe?
everybody. How's it going,
Hey,
guys?
Joe. What's going on? Sorry to cut you off there, Matt.
You're good.
I saw Joe
Hey,
sitting
Shane,
in
it's
the...
finally,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Shane, it's finally nice to actually talk to you. I've talked to Matt like a million times and listened to you a million times. But
Yeah, you too, Joe. It's good to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. I hear you're crushing it in the real estate space, so that's great. Congratulations.
It's going good. It's going good. Yeah, thanks to Matt, of course.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, listen, I'll let Matt take over here and do the intro, and since you guys know each other.
Yeah, so Joe, tell us a little bit about your background. What got you into real estate, and when you got into real estate, what got you into the online marketing part of it?
Okay, so I was a Marine, got out of the Marine Corps, was a sheriff's deputy, and that was going to be my life. I got my real estate license while I was working at the jail because I was going to start doing rentals and flipping them and everything. And then I kind of needed to get out of that, and I was like, all right, I'll go real estate full-time. How hard can it be? And it was brutal. Like I got a quick sale and thought it was awesome, but then like 3 months with crickets, nothing happening, not knowing. So I started doing a lot of YouTube research, looking in, trying to find how do you get in front of people, how do you get leads, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know what a lead was 3 months into being a real estate agent. That's how new I was. Then I started working with Matt. I did his first course was the 7-day challenge, right?
Yep.
So I did 7-day challenge, started getting some things working, and then he upsold me. Good job for Matt, marketer. Good job.
There we go.
He got me into his course, and I've just been a student from him, and then just watched you guys do this for, 2-3 months now, and learned a ton. Was in the masterclass today. Yeah, wow, value. That's awesome. That's just crazy. But
yeah, well, you're in.
Yeah,
where are you located?
Grand Junction, Colorado. So it's like the western side of Colorado.
Okay, so it's probably a pretty good area to learn how to handle luxury listings.
Yeah, I mean, we got some, the new subdivisions going up, and one of the parts, like 1.2 is like the low end. So we definitely have some luxury out here.
Awesome. So you started off Marines, then the Sheriff's Department, and then real estate. It just, you're going on one path, and then you were just like, forget this.
Yeah, I just kind of threw it all out
there. What made you make the switch to real estate?
Yeah, actually, I'd really like to know what made you make the switch from being a sheriff to real estate.
Working out of jail. Like, I was legitimately the guy, like, when they bring somebody in arrested, I'd do the fingerprints and, like, pat them down, make sure, like, you wouldn't believe the kind of stuff I've found on people. But honestly, I was...
Tell us what the weirdest thing is. Are you allowed?
Tell us a couple of things.
Yeah, that's totally loud. The craziest thing I ever found was a loaded pistol that the officer brought in, did not find on him.
Wow.
Really?
I've had black tar heroin, which is really weird. It's like a substance, it's super odd when you first see it.
Yeah, I know.
I've had
some here.
No
problem. Canada has heroin? No.
Yeah, we had a lady literally shit meth. Like, she had a baggie of meth, and she had stuffed it in herself and then shit it out. And that was a really interesting day. Jeez. So, yeah, I mean, just craziness. I honestly loved it. But my family was really tired of me working super crazy hours and, like, basically getting in a fight once a week with somebody and all this other crazy stuff. So I need to get out of it.
Fight once a week? I mean, how does that happen if you're working in the jail?
No, that's where I was getting into fights. Like,
okay.
So I'm only 5'8", and everybody else works there is either a really big dude or is a really small female. And so all the inmates wanted to pick on somebody who's little. So, but I was a Marine, so I always won, which is good. But
That's good. There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
So what made you go from that to real estate?
To be honest, 100% honest, I just needed a different job. I had just gotten my license, and I was like, oh, well, they say you can make good money in this. Like, it can't be that hard. So, it's what everybody thinks. You open some doors, write a couple contracts. So, I mean, what's there to it, really?
Right.
So
how long was
here I am.
the licensing course in Colorado?
I did it online, so it was as fast as you want. I got it done in 2 months, but they said the average is 4 months.
But like how many hours?
Just short of 200. It's like 196.
Michigan has a 40-hour class, so that's crazy.
Whoa. Yeah.
It's like anybody can get licensed in Detroit.
I guess you're way more qualified.
Nah, definitely not.
That's crazy. So tell us a little bit about getting licensed. Did that prepare you for being a real estate agent at all?
Not one bit. Not one bit.
No? There's a bunch of stuff that you're not going to use.
It's basically, the terms, and they tell you stuff not to get sued with. That's it. That's all I teach you. Don't say this. Don't do this. Don't discriminate. And hope you have good insurance.
Yeah.
So this is this is interesting to hear this, because for a typical marketer that's kind of getting into this niche, if you don't understand the real estate business, this just kind of goes to show that agents are not, although you're expected to know what you're doing, as in know how to get business, know how to grow your business, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're on your own, and you're supposed to go out there, find clients. You're essentially growing a business. You're taking care of your own lead generation, your own marketing, your own taxes, your books, your outreach, everything that you would normally do as a business. But you're not taught how to do that. You basically just got a license and that's it. So even 3 years into your business, 4 years, 5 years, you could still be at that point where you don't really know how to run a business, and the importance of, things like marketing and, investing into your business if you want to grow it, and all those different types of things that a lot of marketers run into when they're dealing with realtors.
Yeah.
100%.
Not that I had a question, I was just making a point.
Yeah, right? No, it's true. It's true.
You jump into it and you own a business now. And I didn't go to, like, Matt knows what Keller Williams does. They have a training program. They say make these phone calls, do these scripts. I went to Remax, and I went to a company that doesn't hire new agents. I was the only new agent that they've hired in the last 3 years. That wasn't like, his brother's one of the agents kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I showed up. They didn't have a training plan. They didn't have anything. If I have a question, I go to my broker or one of the other agents. Like, I jumped in, and everything I've learned has been pretty much on me.
Wow. Okay, so you've had to pretty much learn from scratch how to do this. Well, and tell us, like, when did you get licensed? How long have you been licensed?
I got my license in June 21st, and I started at Remax, I think, the 23rd of June.
This year.
What's up? Sorry about that. Got a call, so I missed it. Yeah, this year, as in like 6 months ago.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
So you jumped into the course like right away in August, I think is what it was.
Yeah, it was about a month and a half, and I was like, nothing's happening. What am I doing? And I literally had gotten a listing, put it under contract, but I wasn't talking to anybody, and I was like, I can't. It won't last if I don't get something going.
Right.
and then you found Matt on Facebook. He's like, yeah, this guy seems interesting. Funny looking guy sitting outside all the time smoking cigars. This is the guy I want to work with.
Yeah, I hide that from the agent side. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, he was all clean shaven, had a
I know, with the suit and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
The facade.
Actually, one of my first talks with Matt, he was talking about how you're always supposed to be dressed better than the client. So like. He had this story about one time a client showed up in a suit and he wasn't, and they met another agent and the agent thought the client was the agent.
Yep.
Like, he gave me this whole story. So I was like, gosh.
Yep.
And Robbie totally stole my look today. I had this sweater on and I'm watching him and I'm like, he just has it in a different color. So
No, that's great, but it's true in real estate as an agent, right? As an internet marketer, we get away with a little more, But as an agent, you do have to dress the part as an agent, right? And so it's kind of funny because that actually happened to me where I went to a showing and I didn't expect another agent to be at the showing, but apparently the house is pretty popular, and so there was other agents there. And just so happened to be a local agent who was also one of like the Bachelorette contestants, like one of the super popular agents. And so she like addresses my client as the agent, and he just is like, okay. And he looks at me as we walk in, and I'm like, whatever, like whatever. I still sold him a house, and it was a good time. But it's a funny story now that I look back on it, where it was like, okay, maybe it's worth throwing a blazer on over your t-shirt, because I have to think a lot of times when I would meet a client. And I would gauge them, right? Okay, what is this person going to be in most of the time? And then I'll dress like right there or maybe it's slightly above it just so I still look professional. But apparently he had just done some work, so he outranked me in the dress code there. So it's pretty interesting. But anyways, getting back to you. So you started in June. How many deals have you closed so far or taken under contract now?
So I closed my second deal today. I have 2 listings currently. I have 5 buyers under buyer agency agreement. And then I've got 3 more listings that should be going in the next month.
Which is awesome. Because I think a lot of marketers are looking at that going, okay, so 2 closings like in 6 months. Like guys and girls, you're not understanding. Like June 1st, you had no business. No one knew you were an agent. Nope. And at the end of June, you now had your own business. You were an agent. And over the past 6 months, you were able to generate 2 closings. What is it, 5 listings now?
As of next month. So everybody's wanting to wait till after the holidays. But.
Okay. So you've got a few coming on the market. So you've got five listing agreements. And then you're working with 5 buyers under contract, which is bigger than somebody saying, I'm working with 25 buyers, right? Because a lot of people say I'm working with X amount of buyers, but one thing that we went over is if they're not under contract, they're not your buyer.
Yeah.
And so you've got 5 buyers under contract, 5 listings, signed agreements, and you're 6 months in, which is a heck of a lot better than a lot of people are doing. And you're growing every week we talk. It seems like you got new stuff in the pipeline.
Yep. And I'll also put this out there that most of this, so I had 1 closing. I had closing in August. So, it took me a month to get my first closing. Mm-hmm. But between August and probably October 1st, when I actually started implementing the course that you had taught me, between that time, almost nothing. Like, I'm telling you, my database was 45 potentials, and they're pretty much non-existent. Where now I have, I think I checked my CRM today, 430 something people in there. I can contribute over 300 of those just to working with Matt. Like, cool, 100%. So, cool. 3 listings.
Props to Matt.
My closing today, like all that stuff came because I was working with Matt. So I'm a ton of business, and it's just going to go from there.
That's awesome. So you were able to generate that in a very short amount of time. And what's been your primary method for generating leads?
Hey, let me just jump in. Sorry, Matt. Let me just jump in so people don't think, hey, we brought Joe on to make you look. We had no idea. Like, I know you've been like, but Matt's never talked about this or like.
He's too humble. He's really too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always say it like, Matt's one of the most underrated, real estate marketers out there. Lots of great ideas and very helpful, very experienced in this area. But we did not plan this. Where Joe was going to come on and say, Matt's done some awesome stuff, and it's all because of him I've gotten to this point.
Yeah, no, I'm like, Shane, okay, what's next? I kind of like this.
But Shane, don't think you haven't influenced me as well. I know we haven't really talked much, but I've been watching your guys' shows, and actually, you're the one that convinced me to go so hard with email drip campaigns. Okay. Matt was telling me, hey, do this, but again, you always need, it's almost that second, like that different word to be like, hey, somebody else saying, you need to do this. So like when you're like, I was watching the videos with you and your wife, and she's like, yeah, you got to do this. And I was like, all right, I'll try it out. Well, I mean, last week, just a quick story. I had a lady who I'd called 8 times. I'd been on Matt's program, called her a ton. She had never answered the phone, but she was on my drip emails. And I'm going through stuff because I'm like, trying to find something out right before Christmas. The calls are kind of dropping off. Everybody's, going into the holiday mode. And I click on my CRM and it says, hey, somebody opened your email. And I looked and I hadn't checked up on her in a while. And I'm like looking through. She's opened every single one of my emails that I sent her on this buyer's trip campaign. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, she opened it 10 minutes ago. I'm calling her right now. Called her. So this lady not only answered the phone, acts like she knows me and says, oh, I've been reading your emails. Thank you so much. They've been so helpful. Like, I'm not really ready to go till about February, March when my rent agreement's up, but I'll be reaching out to you for sure. Boom. Like, they work. It just, it takes time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think a lot of people like don't realize the effect that staying in front of people can have. Because you look at, I don't know who you're following if you're watching this, but maybe you're following Grant Cardone or Ty Lopez or, somebody who's big in this, or Gary Vee. And like,
Gary Vee.
Yeah. If you met them today, you would have stuff to talk about. You almost feel like you know them, right? Well, this is the same effect that you're creating on your clients by constantly staying in touch with them with emails, with text, with phone calls, and all of that. To them, you're the local celebrity. And that's,
exactly.
That's one of the things that we try and accomplish is becoming the local celebrity.
Yeah. And, one of the things with, emails, and we all know that the open rates can be really low. But one of the things about email is just, it's so simple to set up. It's one of the easiest, things that you could do to try and stay in front of people. And the reality is that because it's not so intrusive, like text messages are, or Messenger, people, when they get an email, they'll open up their email and they'll just quickly scan their inbox, and then they'll see your name, Joe. It's like, oh, okay, this is another email from Joe. They're not necessarily opening it, but at least they're seeing your name inside of their inbox, right? I sign up to everything, and I've got a couple realtors that I spy on, just seeing what they're doing and stuff like that. But I'm part of their email campaigns. I know their first name and their last name. They're not even in the same city as I am. But it's just because of the emails that are constantly coming in once a week, and just that one touch point is really, and it's like, again, it's so simple to set up, right?
And Shane, I'm kind of guessing that you're not going to be able to tell me what their emails are about, but you see the emails all the time, right? So, I mean, are there emails like something extravagant that blow your mind every time you read them, or are they just consistent?
No, they're just consistent. They're always, either it's a new listing, or it's a market update, or it's tips about something. It's never anything
about something amazing. You're not even quite sure, so you're not reading the emails, but you feel like you know these people.
Yeah, well, it's not that I feel like I don't know if I know them, but I mean, I can certainly, I know their first name, I know their last name, and I know what company they're working for, right? And I guess the point is that if you can use email marketing and create that effect on somebody, and then follow that up with text messages, Messenger, chatbots, and telephone calls, the more touch points you have, like you said, Joe, people start, remembering who you are, and then when they're ready to, pull the trigger on, going out shopping for new homes, or, possibly listing their house, you're going to be top of mind. And that's what's so critical, right? Because a lot of this is long-term.
Exactly. But I really love the fact that you said tips on, what'd you say? Tips on stuff. Like you're not quite sure what the tips are on because you're not really reading it. And that goes to what I'm
not reading it. I'm not reading it because A, I'm not looking for a house. B, I would never buy a house from this person because my wife would kill me.
Right.
It's like, I'm nowhere. I'm just like,
but
just signing up to people's.
The point that I'm going after is a lot of people stress about the content to the point that they don't send anything. You know what I mean? They're stressed out about like, what do I write? Like, how do I provide value? How do I do this? Like, just do something. Do anything.
Hey, for $200, I've written it all for you. So
yeah, that's true.
Well, I actually started looking into that because I was like, all right, so I'm trying to create the perfect video, the perfect post, or an email tagline that's going to get 100% open rate. None of that's going to happen. You just have to be realistic about it. And if I get 20% open rate now on my weekly email, I'm super happy about it. But whatever. The whole point is do you? And I've asked people this. Do you remember an email you read last week on anything? And 95% of them say no. Do you remember a Facebook post that had an error in it or wasn't spelled perfectly or whatever from 2 weeks ago? No, nobody remembers. You don't care about all those people that are going to be nitpicky and not like what you're putting out there. You're sending them too many emails. Grant Cardone has just put a video out about that. But you don't need to worry about what you're putting out there as long as it's value to someone. All right? Because if I put a Facebook post and I get 5 likes and 3 people commented on it, and those 3 people I get into a conversation with, I don't care about the 2,000 other people on my Facebook that didn't comment or liked it. I just care about those ones. I'll get the other ones later.
Yep, absolutely. It's just about constantly delivering content. You know, if you keep delivering the content and do your best to put some value in there, you're going to stay in front of people. You're going to stay top of mind, and that's the goal, because not everybody's selling today.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Shane, I did have a question for you because
Sure.
I got you on here. Do you do videos inside your emails?
Yeah, so not a lot, but sometimes with some of the clients that I work with, I'll have them produce maybe 2 or 3 videos, which are, one of them is like, I've got some scripts for this actually, but one of them is like a thank you video, like, hey, thanks for, signing up, or thanks for requesting information on this. So it's a very short video, it's 30 seconds or so. So there, I have that one. What's that?
It's just a thank you video?
Yeah, it's just a thank you video.
And you've got the script already?
I wrote a script for it.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe if people stick around till the end.
What's that?
I said maybe if people stick around to the end, we can get a thank you video script.
See, Shane and Robbie are always like, all right, I have something that's valuable. You have to pay for it. And Matt's just like, hey, we're going to give this away, right?
That's always... Dude, if there's anybody on this live, like you guys watching this live, if there's anything you want for free, just get on a call with Matt.
He'll give it all.
Especially after Whiskey Thursday. This is the time to get your free shit from Matt, because this guy just gives shit away all the time. But actually, we have well, you know this, Matt. We're working on a full package for video content, which we're going to offer it basically for next to nothing, just part of one of our funnels. But yeah, so I do, just getting back to that. Yeah, so yeah, you'll be sure. So basically, yeah, it's like a quick thank you video. I've got another one that is just a quick video about, hey, are you still looking? Are you still in the market? And if you are, make sure to reach out to me. Just they're very, very short videos, and then I include those in the first few emails that we send out. Otherwise, it's a lot of work. But I do work with agents, and then if they want to do more video content, we get them onto BombBomb, and then we use BombBomb as something that we use. I prefer to focus more on delivering video content through social media and do more remarketing with the video content. That seems to be a little bit more effective than the emails, but we do some in the emails.
Okay. Awesome.
We've got a bunch of questions coming in, and if anybody has questions for Joe, like if you want to ask an agent something, like now is the perfect
lay it
time.
on me. Yeah.
So let's see here. Dave said he got a bunch of agents to book appointments, but they're all after January 2nd. Yep, not surprised. It's not the easiest time to get a hold of agents between Christmas and New Year's.
It doesn't mean you stop, though.
No,
you don't need to stop. It may be a little bit tougher, but
just like me, just set appointments. Just set appointments.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. So getting leads, but agents aren't really rushing to follow up. So how do you deal with that when you're working with agents, you're getting leads, and they're not following up? Joe, I guess if you were in a marketer's shoes, how would you speak to an agent as yourself to encourage them to do the follow-up that they need to do to actually close deals?
So, I mean, you guys said it a million times, so I'm just beating a dead horse for you. But if you don't set those expectations when you're talking with the real estate agent or you're talking with whoever you're pitching to, they're not going to take it seriously. And it doesn't even matter if they're paying for it, because if you guys, all the numbers we got in the masterclass today, they don't call. They don't reach out nearly enough. Like, it's not just within the first 5 minutes, because I can tell you from experience, I've been on the phone within 10 seconds of leads getting. They still don't always answer the phone. They might be the wrong number, whatever it is. But I can also tell you there's people that I've called 8, 9, on the 10th time, a week and a half after they submitted an ad. Hey, they picked up and they're great to go. Also, there's the ones that pick up and they're like, oh, no, I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah. You call them a month later, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking about buying this month. Thanks for giving me a call.
You had a story about that because you and I had talked about when people have a bad day. When you call them and they're just absolutely just not the type of person you want to talk to that day. But they pick up the phone and they tell you about it. So, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the one where I called her back like a month later? And after, all right, so called this lady. And
everybody, pay attention to this because agents will tell you the lead's no good. But again, and you called her once, and then how long before the next time you called her, and what was the first time you called her like?
So I picked up the phone, called her. She got super mad at me because she didn't want somebody calling her. She just wanted the ad. She wanted the homes list. She wanted, everything for free and then, to leave her alone. And, pretty much cussed me out. But I was like, whatever, put her down, contacted, not very nice person. And then I just said, hey, follow up in 4 weeks. So it was like, and that was, Wednesday, Tuesday afternoon, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Called her 4 weeks later, picked up the phone. And literally it was like, hi, gave her the exact same script. Hi, this is Joe Silzell from Remax 4000. How are you doing today? She's like, oh, I'm doing all right. How can I help you? And I was like, actually, I'm trying to help you. I saw that you opted into one of my ads and we're looking to buy and sell a home. I was just seeing if there's anything I could do for you today. Boom. She's like, oh, thank you so much for giving me a call. Yeah, we're actually thinking of moving and, had a great conversation, met up with them. I'm going to help them buy this spring. So just because they say no at first doesn't mean they say no forever. So that's another thing. If I was going to pitch a real estate agent, I'd be like, do this. Again, same things happen where I've called and they're like, grumpy old guy, didn't want to hear it, blah, blah, blah. Put him on a drip email campaign. Pretty soon he gets a market report and then it's got a picture of a house. He's like, hey, is that one still available? Called him, talking to him. So, it does work, but it's not just that first phone call. It's not just the fifth phone call. It's the 9th, 10th, 11th. It's that follow-up in 3 weeks. I'm helping out somebody right now, which is actually one of the buyers I have under contract, is that I contacted them right as I started this back in August or October, right?
Not to interrupt you, but for the marketers that are listening, we're using terms that people might not understand. When you say you have a buyer under contract, can you tell us what that means?
So that means I've gone from a lead to I've actually met them with an appointment and they've actually signed a contract saying that they are going to use me as their real estate agent. So, and because they're pre-qualified now, they are literally, once we find them the right home, I'll get a closing.
Exactly. Yep. And I think a lot of marketers under contract, they might think it's a closing. It's not necessarily a closing until it closes. Really, nothing's closing until it closes. But having a buyer under contract is so powerful because there's so many times where you'll be working with somebody and you're talking with them. And I've talked to so many agents that are like, oh, yeah, I'm working with 4 people right now. And I'll talk to them in 2 weeks and I'll be like, yeah, but 2 of those people bought at an open house with the agent who was holding the open house because he told them it was going to sell. And you're like, yeah, why didn't you sign them? Why didn't you put them under contract?
And Matt, you and me have had that conversation about that. So getting signed at the original appointment.
Yep. And how often do people say no to that when you try to sign them at that appointment?
Hey, Matt, sorry, let me just interrupt you for a second. Joe's sound is like his, I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but this is what I'm seeing. He's very, very delayed. So let me kick you out of the live here and bring you back in really quickly. Just because I can see Matt's lips moving and he sounds okay. And they move quite a bit, so I can tell when he's in sync. And but Joe, when you start talking, your lips aren't moving. So you're quite delayed. So let me just throw you back into the lobby and I'll bring you back in here. Give me 2 seconds. It's driving me crazy. I'm sure it's driving everybody else crazy.
And again, if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments below. This program.
There is your lips moving again. I'm just teasing.
There they are.
Yeah, let's bring them out. Let's see if that's any better.
All
Joe,
right.
you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
Nope, it's not any better.
No, it's way better for me.
Right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're seeing it I'm watching it through the actual live, right?
Oh, you're watching it in the live?
Well, I can see, I can see in my screen. I don't know what it looks like on Facebook, but anyways, whatever. We'll just leave it. Sorry, guys. I keep telling Matt to get ecom, but he just won't do it. So.
I keep forgetting about it. But anyway, yeah, where were we?
No
idea. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
exactly. How do you keep going?
What other questions do we have? What other questions do we have?
Okay. Let's see here. So let me go back up to where the questions were. Let's see. Facebook ad prices are starting to drop post-holiday. Yes, thankfully. From what I understand, they really drop around the 3rd and the 5th of January.
Good.
They were really expensive Monday, over the weekend. It was really expensive.
Yeah. Dimitri says, wait, Joe, they don't just give you the Glengarry leads when you sign up?
Yeah.
Brent says, tuxedo shirt, and we win. It's a win-win all around. Okay, I think he's referring to my my experience of not being dressed properly for the showing. But Chris is asking, what CRM are you using? Joe, are you still using Top Producer?
No, I got away from Top Producer almost as fast as I got into it, and I'm with Line Desk, thanks to Matt. But yeah, it works great for me, and I really enjoy it.
Awesome. And that's something that we do recommend a lot of marketers get into is Line Desk because it's very affordable and it provides a lot of value. Also, it integrates with so much. It's amazing. So, Chris.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
That is so true. That just happened to my client this past weekend. She's showing houses for a buyer that is ready to buy. My client asked them how they found her, and the buyer said through her video ad she saw almost every day for the last 4 months. Love it.
Chris, we just got so let me. I mentioned this to Matt though, but Joe, if you're not doing video content yet, it's probably something you want to start doing. But my wife just picked up another listing. I don't know if anybody's been. I know some people have been catching her videos because they, I'm tagged in them sometimes or whatever, and they're on her page. But yeah, she ended up picking up. I think the listing's either 1.2 or 1.5 million. So that's coming up here in the spring. And that's from that. That's basically just targeting an existing client list or existing friends and family, right? And just reminding people that you're a realtor out there. And because if you're not top of mind, even your family forgets.
Yep.
They do. They really do.
That's one of the things that we talk about is that as an agent, this might not be something that a marketer would supply because depending on your size of your database, it could end up being something where you're spending $30 a month, right? And so for the marketer to charge 500 to 1,000 and spend 30 might be a little bit tough to sell. But as an agent, you should have an audience that is your database that you are advertising to specifically. And a lot of times $5 a day is going to take care of that, and you're not going to spend the whole $5.
Yeah.
And that'll give you that same effect that Chris just mentioned.
I'll also tell you, I've had it happen to me where people came to open houses and this funny story is the wife walks in, and she hits her husband and she goes, I told you that was him. And I look at her, I'm like, I'm sorry. And she goes, I told you, you're the guy that's on Facebook all the time. And because I was active in groups, I was posting a couple videos, they saw my name outside on the sign. When they walked in, they knew who I was. So, it's a very nice thing.
It's exactly what we talk about, building that local celebrity presence. So,
also, branding is huge. I know people talk about that a lot, but I put Joe the Realtor on everything. It's my Instagram name. It's on Facebook. It's everywhere. And I mean, literally, like you said, keeping top of mind, keeping family and friends. So when you're doing it, I'm telling them who I am and what I do. And I can't tell you how many people I've met. They're like, oh, hey, I kind of know you. You're Joe the Realtor, right? And they all know who you are and what you do before you even have to say.
That's awesome. I love it. Chris has a great comment. He says, I was worried that people will be irritated if I send emails once a week and they would just unsubscribe from my emails. Why don't you take that one, Joe?
All right. So I've been doing that since August, actually. I started with a different course than somebody else, and weekly email is his thing, right? So I've been doing that. Yeah, you're going to get onesies and twosies. I mean, I think I've had maybe 8.
What do you mean by onesies and twosies?
Onesies and twosies that will actually unsubscribe.
Okay.
But I mean, majority aren't going to. Because if you look at it, I have between probably about 12 to 25% open rate. But I have less than 1 or 2 people unsubscribe per week. So I'm putting in 10, 15 people a week, and I might have 1 unsubscriber. That doesn't worry me. I never worry about that. It's just like I don't worry about the people that don't open the email because they're seeing it. If they are interested, they'll click on it.
That's exactly what I was going to say is, it doesn't matter. Like the unsubscribes really don't matter. They're not your audience. Focus on your audience. And those are the people that are not going to unsubscribe. They're going to continue to get the emails and eventually buy a house with you.
We send way more emails. We get like one a week. Like our first 7, like I think our first 7 days is one email a day plus the custom listings if they're getting those. So that's an additional. That could be one a day or one a week. So there's that, and then we drop that down to I believe 2 to 3 emails per week for the first 2 months, and then that goes back down to, or actually for the first 3 months, and then it's once every week. I mean, it's just a ton of emails that go out. Nobody's ever setting. I think out of the 10,000 leads that we've been that we sent out emails to, I may have had one complaint from somebody that says, you guys call too much and send way too many emails.
Well, I'll take that. Is that I send a weekly email, but that's just to absolutely everybody in my database. I send, I have drip email campaigns like you were talking about, so they get multiple per week. Plus, if they're getting the listings and stuff.
Yeah.
But I have a weekly email that goes out every single week on Thursday. It's just a market report pretty much, but it has a whole bunch of, hey, like my thing, call me, whatever.
Love it. I love it. And that was something that we always did with our inside sales team is we made sure everybody who subscribed for a homes list was on a homes list drip. And if we couldn't get in touch with them, they went on every single day. So basically they were on an instant update. If a new home came on the market, they were getting access to it, right? If we got them on the phone, we would ask about their motivation. And this is, I guess, a little bit of a tip from the conversion class, but we basically just say, how soon are you planning on moving? Because if you're thinking 6 months out, I probably don't need to send you an email every day, right? But if you're thinking as soon as the right home hits the market, then I need to let you know as soon as they're available. And people will tell you. And then when you send them the emails that they want, you don't have an issue. Typically. There's some people that are just going to complain no matter what.
Yeah, you can't please everybody, but you kind of gave that up getting into this niche. So,
Dimitri is asking, what do you guys see more valuable, listings or buyer contracts? Well, Joe, what would be more valuable to you, listings or buyer contracts?
So, I will say just a general rule of thumb, listings, but I'll also I'll kind of cut into that because a lot of people are going to say that. I know people at my office, they're like, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want to work with buyers. It really depends. But if you're getting buyer leads, you're getting listings. I can tell you right now, I had one, and there's one of the listings going in, thanks to Matt and the courses and everything, is that they wanted homes list, whatever, blah, blah. One of the questions that we ask is, hey, are you renting or do you own a home? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I own a home. Cool. By the way, I can also do a market report and send that out to you. So you just incorporate that. And guess what? All of the listing ones that I've gotten that weren't from family, so the 3 that are coming up, were not from seller lead campaigns. They were from buyer lead campaigns. Because you get a buyer, and some of them have something to sell. Simple as that.
Exactly. Shane, anything to add there?
No, I got distracted. I was reading something. Sorry about that. No, but no, I mean, I can, obviously most of the clients that I talk to are always interested in getting more listings. I mean, that's just, the more signs you can put out there, it's free marketing. You get more leads from it. There isn't, I feel that there is definitely an advantage to getting more listings. The reality is it's hard to get listings.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get a listings, and it's obviously a lot easier to get buyers,
Yeah.
And with those buyers, like Joe said, comes the listings. You may get a bunch of buyers, but you're going to get a few listings out of that as well, especially if you're doing lead generation through, Facebook ads or whatever else you're doing.
And it's the same thing I tell most of my clients, what do most sellers want before they sell their home? They want to know where they're going to move.
Yeah.
So they jump into these homes lists, and it works out. Leanne has a great question. I love this. Hey, Joe, how many leads a month do you find are manageable for you to follow up with? I'd imagine that they're growing exponentially as you keep nailing down your follow-up game.
Okay, that's a great question. So you think you can do it, right? If I told you I'm going to give you 4 leads a day, you're going to be like, oh, I can handle that. It's 4 phone calls, 4 emails, whatever it is, right? You think, oh, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start, you're calling them 9 times within the first 3 days, 15 times within the first 2 weeks if they don't answer. You're sending out a certain amount of emails, even if it's automated. 4 times 30 is 120. So in 1 month, you got 120 leads come in, and you're like, oh, I could do that. I can handle that. Well, guess what? By month 3, which I'm in right now, I'm at 400. And it's super hard to handle. You guys had a great guy on the last week, I think it was, who was talking about like a condensed number and really focusing on them.
PJ,
And
was that 2
so
weeks ago? I think so.
It was AJ.
Yeah, he was AJ. Yeah, and he was talking about how it's a lead is a person, and you have to like really like talk to those people and make a relationship and stuff. So I would say right now, because I'm still generating over 100 leads a month right now, it is beginning too much. Like Matt and we've been going over all this stuff, how to automate it, how to see what's working. Hey, I'm getting all these leads, but are they really converting? How do you get in front of that many people? So there's a lot to go into it. And that is something that if you're going to be a marketer and talk to agents about, you're going to have to let them know. You're going to have to spend a lot of time like going through these. You're going to have to spend a lot of time nurturing leads. You're going to actually have to get in touch and then get in front of these people.
Absolutely.
I'm actually doing. You had Aaron. Is it Harris on here?
Yep.
Who he does his. Matt and me have talked about this. I'm doing his seminar. So you're doing a home buying seminar, and I can tell you, I told my broker, I told everybody in my office, and experienced agents all told me it doesn't work. So I'm pretty excited that it's going to work for me. But
do you have any
one of the things
evidence
I'm doing is
yet?
kind of. Yes. All right. So today I actually put in my Calendly link, and because I had all these people that I'd come to something, whatever. I sent it out. I only sent 10 out today, and it's because I was watching your guys' class, so I stopped and got on doing that. 10 out. I got 8. I only sent 10 emails. 8 of them already signed up, and then I have 8 of them. Well, I told you. I was talking to these people, whether it's credit repair, whether they were waiting till after the new year, whatever it was. And the whole concept of it is a dinner and a down payment. So I'm going to teach you how to use your tax return as your down payment. That's the whole catch, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, that's gold right there, guys. Tax return as your down payment. Dinner and a down payment. I love that. That's awesome. I love it.
So this is something, and I think a lot of marketers kind of overlook this, and even obviously the agents overlook this as well. Mm-hmm. But this is the power of that, or the gold inside of this database that you've built over the past couple of months. You've only got 400 leads in, but if you're working with a client and you're generating 100, 150 leads, 200 leads a month, it could be a little bit difficult to follow up with those leads and so on. So maybe focus on, there are certain things we do with them where, either we're doing some of the conversions for them, or we're focusing on specific leads, maybe focus, just on the better ones, forget the other ones. But as that database grows, now all of a sudden you have something you can market to, whether that is a new listing or a seminar or, credit repair or anything like that. And as that database grows and grows, your response rate grows as well, right? So if your database was 800 leads, you'd have likely 16 people signed up to, or 15 people signed up to this, right? So there's a lot of value. So when we sell agents, it's not just selling them new leads, it's selling them a pipeline, a database, and an asset that they can reuse over and over and over again.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And Joe, you said you sent that out to only 10 people.
Yeah, I have, so I had 28 people in my CRM that I'm going to send the email out to that have already requested to come. I only got to 10 of them because I was sending them individually. And, but yeah, so I'm expecting now, again, they say it's between 30 to 50% show up rate for one of those. So that's why I put it at, I'm going to offer it to 35 people. If I get 10 in the door, I mean, getting in front of 10 people is awesome. Plus I'm using, my loan officers paying for the food, my insurance guys paying for the giveaway. And it's basically a trial run.
What are you doing?
I have the venue. Oh, we're doing a $100 gift card.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Nice. So you're doing a giveaway, you're doing a dinner, you're doing, down payment like assistance and helping people actually get into a home. I can't wait to see, when is the actual event scheduled?
January 16th.
Okay, I can't wait to see how many people show up and what you're able to accomplish with it, because I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I think it's great. Plus, what I would do if I was a marketer and I was talking to an agent, and they say, "Hey, I don't want buyer leads. I only want listings," right? Whether they're experienced, whether they're just that's who they are. Say, "Okay, let me run this for you. We'll get all of these leads. There's somebody in your office that will take those leads and give you a 20% referral if they that's all they get them from, right?"
Yep.
So say, "Hey, I'll give you, whatever you promise, 50 leads, 100 leads this month. Everyone that goes through our, whatever it is process to see what they are, if they're a renter, they don't have anything to sell, you're not going to get a listing from it. You just take those, give them to somebody else, make them do the follow-up, make them work for it, make sure they do it, but make them do it. If they close a deal, you get 20% and that pays for my course." Like, that's what I would do if I was one of you. I would say, "Hey, I'm going to give you this amount of leads. We're going to get hopefully a couple listings out of it. And if not, you don't even have to do the work with all these ones you don't want to work with. If they're below your price point, if they're just buyers, whatever it is, just do that."
I love it. I love it. So let's see what kind of questions we have coming in. And we do have quite a few here. So let's see. Leanne, okay, we got to that one. With a buyer contract, are they legally obligated to only purchase through you?
Yes. It's a contract. It's basically saying if they go buy through somebody else, they still owe me a commission. Now, whether whether the agent actually pushed for that or not and got into a legal battle, I mean, depending on the price range, sure.
Yep. I've seen a couple of them defended and they worked. So it does work.
It's a legal contract.
It is, exactly.
And most smart agents aren't going to work with somebody that signed a buyer rep agreement. They're not allowed. You can't solicit.
No, like
Right.
if you you can get your license revoked if you try to steal somebody else's client and stuff like that. Now, if they want to get away from you and you want to just say, "All right, hey, go work with that guy because I don't want to work with somebody that doesn't want to work with me," but that's kind of on the agent side, and as a marketer, I really wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. Douglas is asking question: how many engagements did you have before your clients signed a buyer agreement with you? So by engagements, let's call those conversations.
Conversations? Well, it's kind of hard to put it. It's really hard to put into conversations just because you can have. I usually don't have more than 2 or 3 before an actual meeting. Just because, tons of emails and stuff, but actual physical, like a phone call or a text conversation, it's usually only 2 or 3. After a meeting, this is what Matt and me've been working on. It's usually the first time. If they don't want to sign that first time for whatever reason, maybe that they're already signed with somebody else, maybe they're just cold, maybe they're not serious, whatever it is but as a good agent, you should be able to get it the first time you meet them. I just had one signed. It was a internet lead. They called, said, "Hey, I saw this home out there. I saw your ad on blah, blah, blah Facebook. I knew you're a real estate agent. Could you come show it to me?" I was like, "Sure." Showed up, but I brought the contract because Matt said it, and boom.
Bring it to the showing.
Because the guy's like, hey, do I need to pay for your time or something? I'm like, "Oh, no, we don't get paid until we close. That's not a big deal. I just need you to sign this." They're just basically saying that, you work with me. "Oh, okay." Boom.
Love it. That's awesome. So do you know how many engagements, did you send them a lot of emails or text and phone calls all combined, or was it mainly the phone conversations that brought it to happen?
100% phone conversations work way better than everything else.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of texting, Messenger, especially with Messenger bots. It's really good to get all that stuff in. Nothing beats a phone call. I'm telling you, nothing beats a phone call. And you're going to talk to agents, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I don't
Messenger bots. What are you talking about?"
What's that?
Messenger bots beat phone calls. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't say they beat phone calls. He said they work, but nothing beats a phone call.
I'm telling you, Messenger bots.
Well, even in
Messenger. Well, that's true. How many did we book off those last week?
Oh, on the Messenger bots, 4.
4 appointments last week.
Yeah,
pretty good.
In person or a phone call?
With a robot.
Yeah, the bot booked the appointments. This is what you and I were talking about on the call the other day.
Did they book in person or did they book a phone call?
It's phone call.
They booked a phone call. Yep.
Yeah. See, so you still have to get. You can't get around the phone call. Like I was.
No,
about to say,
I was being sarcastic. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like, see, it's all about a phone call.
Yeah.
And that's hard to say. That's why a lot of, like, we've been talking about, like, there's outsourcing, there's getting your ISA, there's getting all those other things, is because if you won't make the phone call, you can probably pay somebody to do it, but you have to make a phone call because you're not going to get. Go ahead.
I say the difficulty in using an ISA, and this is something we don't talk about a lot because we love ISAs, right? Because it means that agents don't have to work. The difficulty with an ISA is the handoff. When the ISA sets that appointment and hands it off to the agent, the likelihood that they're going to meet with the agent, because the relationship has been built, but not with the agent.
That's why bots work so well, because they're talking to a system, and they just know somebody's going to give them a call.
Yep, exactly.
But
let's see. Dimitri says, "Thank you, guys. Kind of confirms what I've been hearing. So the real question is, how valuable is a buyer contract versus just finding buyers for the listings you already have?" I guess the question should probably be, how valuable is a buyer agency contract versus leads generated for a listing you have? Because if you're talking about buyers for the listings you have, they're very valuable, right? Even if they're not buying with you, they're still going to buy your listing. But if you're talking about leads generated for your listing, they're not really buyers yet. Would you agree with that, Joe?
100%. Plus, 95% of people that click on an ad and say, I want to know information about this house, don't buy that house. It's just like open houses sell less than 3% of houses. It's because if they want to see that house, they're going to get in touch with the real estate agent, and that person's going to take them to see the house. I mean, listing agents get it all the time. But a lot of times, especially in ads, you're looking at a 6 to 18th month window of when they're going to buy. Because a lot of we're talking about is on Facebook. They're not on Google like, hey, I'm looking for a house, blah, blah. No, they're scrolling through Facebook, and they're like, oh, that's cool. I'd like to see a list of homes or whatever it is. And then they're like, oh, hey, somebody's calling me. Oh, yeah, well, I'm not ready to buy today. Now, some will, don't get me wrong. But most of them are 6 months, 12 months, even 18 months.
So I guess my next question, and this is a little bit self-serving, but whatever.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, there you go. Not quite, but we'll go with it. Why not?
Yeah.
You're running the ads from the October 3rd masterclass, our foreclosure campaign.
You kind of broke up. Say it again.
Oh, I said you're running the ads from our October 3rd masterclass, our foreclosure campaign masterclass that we did. Tell us a little bit about.
I kept not saying it because I didn't know if everybody in here had bought it or not.
You know what? I think there was an event that occurred not too long ago that just made me say, all right, we're going to tell you, it's a foreclosure masterclass.
Well, what, the League King? Like, we can say his name. He's not like Voodoo or something.
Right? He that shall not be named. Is that what it is?
Sure. Let's call it.
Well, whatever. I think we've already. I think the point is that there's already been a lot of drama created around it, so we don't want to.
Well, we just want to go.
We don't want to create anymore.
Well, yeah, right. We don't want to create anymore. But the foreclosure campaign, you're running that as an agent. This is something that marketers have an issue pitching to their agents. Tell us about your experience with it, dealing with these. You don't have to get into the script or the exact details of how it works, but what has been your experience running this as an agent? And at the same time, I'm sure you don't want to be dealing with $20,000 foreclosures.
Hey, sorry, can I? Sorry, Joe. Let me just interrupt for 2 seconds. Yeah. Matt. I'm gonna pop off here for a little bit. I'm really not feeling well, so let me pop off. I know I'm hosting. I'll let you and Joe, go through the questions and talk and stuff like that. Can you just message me when you're ready to, like 5 minutes before you're ready to close? I'll come back on and then we'll talk about what we're going to be doing tomorrow. But I'll just let the two of you go through. Sorry about that, guys.
You're good. Hey, get feeling better, Shane?
Yeah, it's just this cold, man. Joe, it was great to meet you, though. Finally talk, and I'm sure we'll talk again. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your wife's page because I want to see what videos and stuff she's putting out. I'm pretty interested in that.
They're so basic. It's me with my phone and her just walking through a listing. It's like it's
Oh
the
yeah,
crazy stuff, and
Yeah,
it takes us like
the
half an
audio.
hour to do. Yeah, the only issue is the audio. Yeah, audio is always an issue.
But again, look at what the results have been with the crap.
Nobody cares,
audio.
man. With crappy audio, nobody cares.
And I'm not talking like it's not great audio. Like it's bad, right, Shane?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
No,
really
the audio. The last one we did, the audio was terrible. It was
and the
like
only reason I
really
say
bad.
that is not to say like, oh, you're doing terrible audio. It's to say
No,
like,
it is terrible.
well, yeah, no, it's totally awful. But the point being, like agents that are so concerned, you know, my camera's not good enough, my microphone's not good enough. Like, there's so many excuses you can come up with. Just get the content out there.
We booked 5
Yeah.
appointments from that one video. 5
And
in less than 24 hours.
Well, and you shut the ad off after what, $11 in ad spend?
Yeah, it was too much. We couldn't handle the leads anymore.
It was insane.
So,
Now,
yeah.
let me just put that because I heard this from these guys and they're like, oh, we had so many leads we couldn't even keep up with them, and I was like, BS. Like this is so. I'm telling you, and you can ask Matt this. He got mad at me one time because I'm like, no, I shut the ad off, and he's like, why was it not working? I'm like, no, it was working. I'm falling behind. I can't keep up with people. Like it's happened.
Yeah. Yep. And we're really like when we spend money, because we're spending our own money, right? Like we spend anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a month, sometimes more when we're doing retargeting stuff. But we are like Rochelle is on top of her leads. Like when a lead comes in, she's following up within minutes of them coming. Doesn't matter if the kid's on her lap or she's cooking dinner. Like the world stops and she's like on her phone calling that lead right away. So when she's saying that, listen, shut off the ad, it's too much right now, it's because she's got too much going on.
I love it. Okay,
guys, I'm gonna let you guys
we'll get everything in a little bit.
Keep chit-chatting and stuff like that. Joe, it was great to finally meet you face to face. Everybody else on the live, I'll be back whenever Matt messages me. I don't lay down. Okay, guys.
Yep, give us.
Hey, Shane, it's nice to meet you. Get feeling better.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, cool. So, anyways, I forget where we were. We were talking about the foreclosure campaign from the October 3rd masterclass. And again, people have issues pitching this to their agents, right? Because they're like, well, the agent doesn't want to work with $50,000 leads. They don't want to work with $10,000 leads. They don't want to work with foreclosures, short sales, whatever it is. What's been your experience running this ad? Is that what you're dealing with?
Okay, so I would say no, because 2 seconds into my first conversation, or if they're in the bot, they forget about that. Remember, people are very fickle. They forget about things very quickly. Mm-hmm. So, like 2 seconds into my script
helps.
The script is great, but I'll even find out like the whole point of an ad is to get a pressure point. It's to find something that somebody wants. Okay, mm-hmm. That's why you get you're pushing that pressure point. You're saying, hey, look at this because it's in this case a great deal. Hey, there's something that like everybody's heard of. Everybody's heard of foreclosures. They've heard of ROEs. They think this is a great deal. I'm literally getting a house for pennies on the dollar.
Yep.
Maybe not. Depending. Some cases you get a great deal. So you're not lying. You're not misinformation. There was one that sold. We didn't get it because I put a bid on it. But $180,000 home that sold here appraised at $247 is what the appraisal came back in.
Yeah.
I was super upset that my client didn't get it. And there are deals like that. Everyone, hell no. Those ones go super fast. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I tell people. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, and they often go for cash.
Yeah, they often go for cash. You have to be pre-approved if you're not going to pay cash. You have to be working with me so we can get our bid in within the first 24 hours. All of those things. But here's the key. Don't worry about that. That's like 5-10% of the people, okay? That is not who you're really going to get out of this ad, okay?
Yep, and if you're going to get out of the October 3rd masterclass, hashtag masterclass below. Shane's gone, so we can use hashtags.
Yay!
Hashtag masterclass below if you are already a member of the October 3rd masterclass, which was our foreclosures masterclass.
Yeah.
So anyways.
So 2 questions into the script that you guys provided.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even talking about foreclosures anymore. Like legitimately. And the only people that you still are somebody that's like super hung up on it and probably not like realistic anyway.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
actually in the masterclass today, he talked about a little bit.
Yeah, the one that I personally remember being hung up on it was somebody who wanted to buy the house that was foreclosed next door to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. But guess what? All the other ones were great.
Yeah. And even that one, all right, hey, let's go see if that one's available. Like you just roll with it. But unless they're an investor that's like, hey, I've been trying to do this, or there's somebody that's like, I've worked with them in the past, like they don't care. Like that, it's just a conversation. Remember, people's attention spans are like, 6 seconds? Mm-hmm. So you just gloss over it. Keep going, keep talking. If you're a good agent or if you got a good script, aka Matt, they forget about it.
There you go.
And I will tell you this, the best part about running these ads and what you would say as an agent is in my listing presentation, I actually bring up marketing because every agent does, right? Mm-hmm. But what I say is, hey, so I can tell you right now, and I've used this line, that my Facebook ads work. You know how I can tell you? And she's like, because I clicked on it and that's why you're sitting here. And I'm like, exactly. Like they work because I'm here. So It's an extra thing. But I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about that. I was the same way when like the first like week or two. I was like, oh gosh, like they're all going to want to know. I learned everything about foreclosures and bank owns and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I found out, I don't even need that. Now, I don't even.
You went back to HomePost for a couple weeks.
I did. I was like, I'm so scared of it. And here's what I do. Here's another, and Matt, I hope you don't mind me giving this away. It's not in your class, but it's something that I use. Cool. Is when I call them, I don't say, hey, you clicked on the foreclosure ad list. I say, hey, I saw that you clicked on one of our Facebook's ads, and I was just trying to see if you were still looking for that homes list.
That's awesome.
Anything like that, I'm not mentioning it. I'm not bringing. I can say probably 80% of people don't even say that. Oh, I was just looking for it. And I was like, oh, were you looking for like a good deal? Were you looking for a certain price range? And you just gloss over it again. By the second time, I've not had one person except 2 investors actually still ask about foreclosures. That's it. 2.
Yeah. And that's out of
300 people.
300 people. Yeah. And what are you paying per lead right now in Colorado, which is extremely competitive?
Yeah. So, well, I'll say his name, Russ Ward, Austin, Ravi. They're all the guys that are like, man, it's like $5, $7, $10 leads in Colorado and Arizona.
Yep.
I mean, with this, some of them go for $1.50. Right now, I'm sitting at $2.57 today. And they slowly grow, but then once they hit $3.50, $4, stop them, restart them, and they start kicking out $1.50 leads again.
Yeah,
they'll do that for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I've tried different targeting, different pictures, like everything. Do what Matt says. Don't reinvent the wheel, and it will work. Like 100%.
I've actually had people come back and be like, I can't figure out why my ad's working. And I was like, well, let me see it. And I'm like, why did you change it?
Yeah.
I said, just
don't change the wording.
Ad, and they're like, oh, it's working now.
Yeah. And Matt, I hope you don't mind. You mind if I talk about the marketplace stuff for a little bit?
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing there? And I'll tell you a funny story. Not really a funny story, but let's just say I'm running this right now for a client. And in Orange County, California, we're getting leads under $3. Orange County, California, under $3 with this exact campaign. We've gotten 15 of them tonight. So it works.
Poor realtor.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so before I go into the marketplace, I actually do want to touch on that. Something that you guys brought up about whether you're doing an over the month, like spending your ad spend over a month, or doing it in 3 to 4 days and just getting all the leads right then. Yep. I would say, again, for pitching purposes, offer both and say, hey, one is, hey, whether you want to do either way, be like, hey, you're going to be calling people, getting people calling you at 8, 10, 2 in the morning that you're going to be getting these leads in, right? Or you can sit there for week 1 of your month from Monday through Thursday and just book appointments for the week or the whole month. Just fill up your calendar. Just talk to all these people. And guess what? If it's not enough, or I got to change the ad, or we got whatever, work that out later. But like legitimately, you have somebody sit down and get 10 leads in 8 hours, they are going to be so happy with you.
Yeah.
And if they're actually calling the people, they'll be great.
And I don't mean for this to be like a pitch, but at the same time, like the point is like this campaign works and very few people are using it. One thing I've noticed is when I take my real estate agent status off of my Facebook, I start seeing ads from other agents. They're all doing homes list. They're all doing homes list. Nobody's doing this.
Okay. Another thing, and you can go look at everybody else's ads. It's very easy to figure out what they're running. Like, do what Matt said, or just there's a few other things you can do. I'm not going to give away his secrets, but you can go look at everyone.
Into the group and talked about this when we first started the group. You guys could probably search the video or go to videos and go way back. But I talked about like how to go find ads. Like if you don't know what to post, like how to go find ads that other people are running.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the ones that are active and getting engagement.
Mm-hmm. And you can see how long they've been running them. If they have 40, 50 likes on them, not many people are liking ads. So you know they've been running that campaign for a very long time.
Yeah. Especially if it's a learn more campaign and not an engagement ad.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so go check it out, look at it. There's a million things out there to figure out what to do for ads. But I'm telling you, I've tried quite a few things now, and nothing's getting anywhere close to this. And other marketers are telling me we can't. Like I've had several call me, and I'm like, so what's your cost per lead? And they're like, they like really shocked.
Wait.
I can say I like know their terms.
Wait, you have marketers call you all the time?
Oh, every day. Today I had 4 of them.
4 marketers called you today.
4 marketers.
Tell us a little bit about that. What are they saying? What are they doing? What's working? What's not?
Well, I've gotten same call 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are selling CRMs. Most of them are trying to get you to buy a website. There are some that are, oh yeah, we're going to do Facebook ads. We'll get you leads, blah, blah, blah. We'll brand you. They'll tell you all that kind of stuff. Right. Some are better than others. But yeah, I'm telling you, I'm getting the same exact scripts. And I get called at least 10 times a week from marketers. Today it was 4 different times.
Wow. And so they try to pitch you. What are they trying to pitch?
Mm-hmm. Again, a lot of CRMs, a lot of websites, a lot of, we're going to brand you. We're going to make you we'll put you at the top of Google search. We will run this ad and you will be the go-to. And they always started out with this whole like, hey, are you a realtor? Am I in the right place? Like trying to act like subtle. Hey, I want to bring you a client. How would that work? And I'd be like, and every time, now, first 2 times I was excited. Now I'm annoyed because I know what they're about to do. But I will still let most of them I'll give them 2 to 3 minutes just to see how good they are.
Okay. And
that was on, they mentioned Glengarry Glen Ross, like when they talk about that, or Wolf of Wall Street when he's like, hey, if you're going to pitch me, you know?
Yeah.
I want to see what they're doing out there.
So when they're pitching you and you ask about their cost per lead, what are you getting?
Well, a lot of running around the bush, a lot of not sure. And they're like, well, we'll do this and we'll do that. I'm like, all right, so what's it cost? Well, there's 150 people looking for homes in your area, and you're going to be the top. And I'm like, all right, so what's it cost? Oh, it costs $300 a month with $150 startup fee. And I was like, how many leads are we going to get? Well, we can't guarantee this. And so 10, 20, 30. Well, we'll give you 12 to 22. And I'm like, so $300 a month plus 150, you're going to give me 12 leads? Yeah, I'm good. Next. Like, you got to do better than that, man. I can do better than that. And then I tell them, hey, yeah, I'm getting, unless you can beat $1.50 to $2.50 leads, I'm not interested.
Right.
Oh, they get all offended. Like, I interrupted their day. Also, I don't care what they're telling you. Don't try to close somebody over 1 phone call. All right? That is the worst advice, because I've had people literally like, they're telling me all these stats and everything. All right, cool. So what name would you like on your ad? What name can I put down here in my thing? Like, what's your credit card number? Like, they literally go straight in for the sell.
Yep.
Like, because I'm sitting there like, all right, how's this doing? What's it? Yeah, pretty soon they go off.
Yeah, no, I remember that as an agent, like getting these calls. I still get them occasionally, not that often, but they're fun to listen to and see what people are actually trying to pitch. Usually, it's not actual marketers. It's like companies, like you said, selling a CRM or the top page of Google, and it's nothing. So as a marketer, you have an advantage over all of those people, especially if you know your cost per lead.
Yeah, 100%.
I hope we don't lose you when somebody finally calls you and they're like, we're getting them for 89 cents.
And I'll say, all right, run it for me. You know, I'll spend a couple $100 to see if like they can actually do that. But what are they running? I'm honestly, I'm going to see what they're running just to see what they're doing, you know?
Right.
Because, all right, and Matt knows this, and I'll tell you all this. I spend $300 per month on ads. That's all I spend.
Yep.
$300. I don't have it in my budget. Also, Matt knows this is pretty funny fact about me, is that I actually go to, it's like CLS, CLP, whatever it is, where you donate blood, and they give you like, they take the whatever out, and the plasma out, and then you get like 25 to $50, right? I do that to have money to spend on my ad spend. And guess what?
Crazy.
I do that. I get $300 a month for it if I go twice a week, and boom, that's my ad spend. And I'm averaging $3. Let's just say $3 lead. That's 100 leads per month, and that's only on Facebook ads. It's not Marketplace. It's not Facebook. It's not everything else I do. So that alone is worth it to me.
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing in the marketplace to get free leads. For any of the agents watching, let us know if you're watching right now. Are you an agent or are you a marketer? And then we'll get into some of the questions here. Chris said under $3 in the OC. Yes, Chris, under $3 in the OC.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what you're doing in the marketplace. What are you doing that's awesome?
All right, so you can go into Marketplace and do it on your phone, do it on your laptop. I like my phone because that's how I started doing it. I can do a little bit more on your laptop, just a tad bit more, and some of the settings are different, so there is a lot of a learning curve to it. But go and open up your Marketplace on your little phone, just click the app.
Oh, and Russell Johnson says plasma? Fucking gangsta.
Yeah.
Love it. Anyways.
So you go to Marketplace and you open it up. It'll be on your, it's a personal profile, so it's not on your business page. All right. So you do that, do whatever you want. You know, I've got a business one and a personal one, so I don't care anyway. But I go in there and you can go homes for sale, rents, you can go household items, miscellaneous, you can do jobs, there's a whole bunch of categories, right? Once a day. Don't do it 10 times today. Don't do it 5 times the next 3 days. Do it once a day. Once a day. And I know this takes some time, but tell your guys, tell your agent, tell your client, whatever. Once a day, you go in there and you post a very simple homes list, foreclosures list, home evaluation, anything. Like whatever you would normally put, or you want to test something. I've also done this. If I want to test a new picture for my ad, I want to test a new something, I go there and I try it. Put it in a couple places.
Ooh,
once a day. Cool. And then you get to see who's actually interacting. You get to see if more people are clicking on this one. Does the ad copy work a little better? And I'll give you, all right, here's a bonus tip, and this took me a long time. If you go in there and you put your phone number, call me at 970-555-55555. Facebook blocks it. You put your email address in there as joesizell@gmail.com. It'll block it. It'll put hidden information so you can't see.
Oh,
here's a tip how to get around that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You put area code 970. Go into your emojis and put a little dotted line or a line, like a minus line, right?
Uh-huh.
But emoji, not when you're in the keyboard, an emoji.
Okay.
And you put 555, emoji, another line, 5555. Facebook doesn't catch on. They think you're putting numbers and emojis. They leave that up there, not hidden anymore.
Like you're using
your email address in? Yeah, exactly. You want to put your email address in there? Capitalize it. The whole thing. Capitalize it. If you put capital letters, it does not read it as an email address. Even if you put @Gmail, it doesn't catch it because it's all capital letters.
Even if it says .com.
Even if it says .com.
I love it.
I've tried it 100%. So that's a little get around it. I've also done that for some Facebook posts and stuff, and I do believe I get more engagement and stuff if you're doing that. If you're going to post stuff up there, links and stuff, kind of as long as they're on, like going back to Facebook doesn't mind. If they're going away, like to your website, to list of homes, like it kind of downgrades it. How do you get around that?
These are such ninja tricks. I love it.
Yeah. Here's how you get around that. What you post is a link to your Facebook Messenger bot. So you want to see a list of homes? Here's a link to look at. You click it, It goes to Messenger bot. Now Facebook will optimize to show it to more people, but because it's staying on Facebook. Because Facebook doesn't care if you're going to Messenger, they consider that Facebook. You're staying on the platform. All Facebook wants to do is keep you there so that they can have more people see ads so they get more money. They want to keep you on the platform. So as long as you just basically say, hey, go look at my Facebook marketing page, or my business page, or my personal page where I have all my clients' testimonials. They don't care because you're just keeping it on Facebook. So, yeah. But the ninja hacks are use emojis, post to Marketplace no more than once a day, and, here's a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, well, I'm only posting once a day. How many is that? After 30 days, you have 30 ads that are just sitting there.
Yeah, they are, because they stay up.
Oh, okay. So, but Joe, how do you get them to repopulate? How do you get them so people see them? Because they're just going to get knocked down in the list of things, right? I got you. Go into Marketplace on your laptop, click on Marketplace, go into Selling. It'll pull up yours, and it'll have all your ads, right? All your listings, all your whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
After 7 days, you just click a little button, and it refreshes to the top.
Which button?
So now, you just go into it, and it literally says refresh.
Really?
All of them, and it tells you which ones can refresh and which ones can't refresh.
Okay. It's kind of like Craigslist.
Pretty much. So you just go in there. Well, so if you haven't heard Gary Vee and some of the other people talk about it, the reason Facebook Marketplace is made is because Facebook wants to kill Craigslist. That's all the reason behind it. That's the reason I started looking at Marketplace, is because Gary Vee said, in 10 years, there will not be a Craigslist because Marketplace will have taken over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So now you got free ads. People hit you up on them. Oh, guess what? Now you're like, but Joe, they message me, and then they don't answer again. They don't give me my name, email, phone number. Like, they're not actually talking to me. I got you. Next thing, Messenger bots. All you do is they put, hey, is this available for a list of homes? Mm-hmm. I got you. You have a shareable link. You put it there. It's got some nice ad copy. It says, hey, click the link below for X list of homes. The little emojis pointing down. They click on that. Boom. Messenger bot. Mm-hmm. Get started. Now you have them in your database. Now you can talk to them. Now you can hit them up. All that.
Joe, how much magic are you willing to share? If I know some magic that you could share.
I was going to ask if you want me to share that or not. I know these people have been sticking around, so if you want to give away free stuff, I've got this.
Some big magic, like...
all right, so let me preface
what I'm
this.
referring to is, how you find buyers who might be looking for rentals that could potentially purchase a home.
Oh, you want to go that route? All right, so let me preface by saying, don't think that Marketplace thing is not gold because we're saying there's something else. The other thing we're talking about is like brand new to us, but the Marketplace thing is gold. I'm not kidding you. The closing I had today was mainly to do with the Marketplace ads. Okay.
Yep.
So don't forget about that. But are you talking about what we've talked about this last week?
Here, let's get into some of the questions. We'll get into that.
All right. We'll make them wait. Hold them on a cliffhanger.
There you go. Cliffhanger. If you guys want it, let us know. Hashtag cliffhanger. Let's see here. So what campaigns are you referring to? The ones in the conversion class or something else? So, Dimitri, we were referring to some of the follow-up techniques from the conversion class. The campaigns we were referring to were from the October 3rd masterclass, which is our foreclosure masterclass. Chris is asking, where can I get the course? Just search October 3rd masterclass. You'll find it. If you don't, send me a message.
Just go into there. It's like everywhere in the group.
Yeah. People are getting crazy results for it. So it should be easy to find. If you can't, like I said, message me. I'll get it over to you. Chris says, LOL, funny. I can relate. I've so much friend requests from marketers. I even help some of them that are just starting out. That's awesome, Chris. Good for you. People that aren't quite sure how to get going, you're helping them get going. That's awesome. So we got a bunch of agents, a couple people with both. John says, I'm a marketer and I'm sitting here laughing at the calls that you're getting. That's awesome, John. They are pretty wild, no doubt.
John, give me a call. We'll see how good you are.
There you go. You're going to end up getting a bunch of phone calls at that 555.
Just don't tell me until after you've pitched me, all right?
That would be pretty funny. You guys can find Joe Silzell on
Joe the Realtor.
Yeah, Joe the Realtor. Just search Joe the Realtor. You'll find him.
Yeah.
Let's see. John says, I've done the same thing, brother. The machine needs some work. Yes, it does. But you know what? As long as they aren't fixing it, I'm happy. Alina says, you get better results from homes listings or single listings inside of the marketplace. I'm guessing.
So it kind of goes back because I've had listings placed in there, and you'll definitely get people that are like, hey, blah, 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 asking more questions about it. So if your client has listings or if you're an agent, post them all over there. If I have a listing, it's going out to my neighbor's next door's cat. Like, it's going out to everyone.
Everybody's getting it.
Yeah, but both homes list, foreclosures list, everything. Try if there's something. If you go on Google right now and you look at real estate ads and you look at the top 100 and you pick out 5 that you're not sure you want to put money into, go try them on Marketplace. See if they work. Inside Marketplace, try different things.
So you're going on Google and you're looking up the top real estate ads. What do you mean by that?
So literally type into Google real estate Facebook ads, and 100 different ad copies are going to pop up in your face.
Yeah.
Look through them, see which ones you want. And you're like, I don't think that works, or maybe, man, that looks super interesting. I wonder if that would work, but you don't want to put money behind it. You don't want to, like Matt said, either put your own money into it like Shane, or like Matt said, have a client put money into it when you're not sure it's going to work. Try it on Marketplace. See if anybody will even click on it there.
Yeah. No, that
see
makes
how it works.
Alina says, so you send it to ManyChat. Is that what you're using?
Yes. ManyChat. Mm-hmm. Yep. Chatbot, ManyChat. It goes to my CRM. It actually integrated with Premier Agent from Zillow. So now when I get a lead from there that goes through the whole process of the bot, it actually, my phone calls me and says, hey, there's a buyer waiting on the other end. And then you call them.
Did you just say you're paying for Zillow?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Just
Don't
check.
worry. That's
Just
not
check.
me. I'll give you this. My brokerage has it set up that we're all under like an umbrella. So if anybody clicks on, and it's only like 10 of us out of the 70 of us or whatever, but if they click on, they want our team, even though we're not a team, but we all get a share of the leads.
Okay. Nice.
So, yeah. So I'm in Zillow and Trulia, but I don't pay for it. So otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. Because I think right now it's like $65 per lead.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little high. It's a little high. Which is funny because the actual Christian just jumped on. What's going on, Christian? The actual cost per lead is so much higher, but their conversion rate is only 3.8% versus online leads, which is 1.8%. And the thing is, Zillow's conversion rate is going to be much higher, obviously, because they sell the lead to 3 different agents.
So here's exactly, again, if I'm getting pitched, if I was writing up, told me, hey, Joe, you want to be a marketer today, you go pitch somebody. Here's how I'd hey, blah, 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 realtor. I would say exactly what you just said, the little statistic you just said. 1.8% of Facebook ads close, 3.8% of Zillow ads close. By the way, that Zillow lead's going to 3 agents.
Yep. So Zillow is close to 3.8%, not you.
Yeah, not you, Zillow. So that means that person gets hit by those 3. Oh, by the way, you know how many times they can share that lead? It's the 3 agents the first time. Online leads are 6 to 18 months. You're only that person's Zillow realtor for 30 days.
Yep.
So after 30 days, if you haven't gotten in front of them, if you haven't made them a client, when they get on there, they're going to find somebody else. And if that's how you found them, that's how you're going to lose them.
And that's exactly right. That's why you're signing them, right?
Yeah. And so now, look at this. 1.8% close from Facebook, 3.8% from Zillow. Zillow costs $65, $70, $80, whatever it is. Realtor.com's the same thing. I'm going to give you leads for under $5.
Boom.
Like, boom. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's what, not, Matt, you didn't do that to me, but like in my head, that's what I did to myself. Like, that's what I saw the value in it.
Right.
So you're like, all these people are paying for all these leads, and they're not, they think, well, it's a better lead.
Yeah.
Not really. It's not really a better lead.
Exactly.
Leads are what you make them, because out of 100 people you get, I guarantee 100, maybe there's a bot in there somewhere, I don't know, but 100 times, those are real people on the other end. So
Yeah.
just get in front of those people.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And you're running
that's my script for sailing.
for sailing.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Just
you're
sell that. Just sell that right there.
guys, you heard it. You heard it from him. So you're selling.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry. You're not selling, but you're using a bot. Tell us a little bit about the bot. Are you qualifying in the bot? Are you using it for just like a point of contact? What are you doing with the bot to add value or to be valuable?
Multiple things.
Yeah, I know you're running the October 3rd masterclass bot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that bot's great because it's getting them into my audience, and it's doing kind of a pre-qualification. But again, you're not going to get a huge percent of people to go all the way through it.
Right.
No offense, Matt. It's just the way it is. Like I have other bots, and they're not that much better. Like I'm literally sitting here, and I've had 4 people jump on my bots. But so you get busy.
No, and it's true. Like
but,
we're running a bunch of ads right now, so we have a ton of people going into our bot. But like the bot that we're running today is actually a very simple bot to find out a couple small keys. It's not our full qualification bot. The full qualification bot is what we were running with Shane last week, where we got 4 appointments, roughly $20 or $25 a piece for a booked phone call appointment with somebody who's interested in buying a home in the next 6 months. So those are definitely valuable.
Oh, super valuable.
But
because remember, you're filling your funnel full of your non-qualified leads that are name, email, phone number. Then you're going to want to qualify them and then turn that qualification into a phone call into a client, it goes from there. But bots just bridge that gap a little bit. Because when I pick up the phone and I can say, hey, I know you're looking for a house in Grand Junction, Colorado. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and $250,000 price range. I sent you the list. Did you get a chance to look it over? Like, it's so nice to call and know ahead of time. Oh, by the way, I saw you're not renting. You actually own a home, which is great. Have you thought about, whatever script you want to go into? Like, I don't have to go through 10 minutes of small talk conversation and be awkward. Like, so how many bedrooms do you want? I can just be like, hi, Judy, how's it going today? Hi, I was trying to help you out, and you just go into that.
There you go. So it's helping you kind of get into a conversation without getting into a conversation.
It helps with that. It helps pre-qualify before you get on the phone, because when I pick up the phone most of the time without that, I don't know if I'm talking to a $600,000 buyer or somebody that's going to need credit repair for 8 months. Like, I don't know which it is. And the nicest thing, especially when you're talking to clients and they're like, I only want listings, I only want blah, blah, blah. You can say, hey, all these ones, if they're pre-qualified, send them somewhere else. Or just, do something else with them. Like, you don't have to do it, but at least you know ahead of time. Knowledge is power.
I love it. Knowing is half the battle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're using Marketplace. How many leads are you bringing in with Marketplace each month? Not counting your Facebook ads.
Just Marketplace itself.
Yep.
I've actually scaled way back. It's because I broke the rule. I posted more than once a day. I got greedy. So it's actually slowed down a lot. My first month, it was, I think I looked it up, and it was 27 leads, free leads off there. The next month, it was right on pace. It was in the mid-20s, 23, 24. And now, but nice thing about that is, so not all of them were leads. A lot of them were, is this available? Because you clicked on the button, that's what it sends you. And then they never responded. But with the bot, because I didn't have the bot then, I have it now. I've gone back through all my messages, and now I send them that. So I'm still getting off that. But yeah, it's probably around 20.
Okay.
I wouldn't set you're not gonna get as many leads from the ad, obviously, but I have a closing from it. That's enough for me. That means for free, I just got to check a literal in my hands money.
What was the sales price?
$150,000.
$150,000. So we're talking about $4,500 roughly.
Yep. Now, but again, what you have to make if I was trying to target
$4,500. Hashtag that.
Free. Just remember that. And here's another thing. Guess what? I made a great relationship. They're already trying to refer me to somebody. I know when he goes to sell it in 5 to 7 years, national average, he's going to use me. Why? Because now we're drinking buddies. So that's it. Like, I create a relationship. What I would do if I was selling
That would be a fun Whiskey Thursday, right? Get an actual real estate
client
on the show.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That would be really.
Yeah. They wouldn't know what we were talking about though, so because I was talking to another agent in front of them today at the closing, and yeah, they're lost. But yeah, but
Well,
yeah. So what's that?
you brought up a good point. When you talk to other agents, like I'm sure you talk about this stuff. What do they say?
I don't talk about it.
No,
No,
you don't talk about.
I talk
or online marketing or anything.
Nope. No, that's a secret. I've paid the price. I've paid my time, and I've paid money for my education. I don't give it away for free.
Makes sense.
Unless I'm talking to you or I'm talking to like
everybody here,
somebody in a different market. Everybody here, but anybody in a different market, no problem. Anybody that's like in my market is my competition. So no, I'm not doing that. No offense to them.
But that brings up another good point. So, what are your thoughts on marketers who are working with two agents in the same area, like Grand Junction?
I don't have a problem with that for one reason.
Okay.
There's enough to go around.
Okay.
Right? So in Grand Junction, so in our county, there's 150,000 people. Right? My office alone does, several hundred closings every single year. Like we have 76 agents, and the average has 24 closings. So you do the math. All right. Wow. Now we have 26% of the market share, and we're only 76 agents, and there's 800 in the valley. So I mean, we have heavy hitters. Like I'm the new kid on the block, but we got heavy hitters that do a lot of business. Mm-hmm. So guess what? If it's me and the same guy down the street or the same guy in my office have the exact same ad and we're getting the exact same results, I don't give a damn. Good for him. Good on him. Let him go make money. Like there's enough to go around. Now, if he jumped in with me and also my ad costs went through the roof, I'd be kind of pissed. But I'm still not going to know that because I don't know that you're working with somebody else. It's the same thing as when a loan officer gets to do a deal with somebody else. You just be happy for them. I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but that's the way I do. If they get a closing, that's awesome. My buddy got a closing with somebody else. Good for him.
Yep.
Now, he still better be paying my ads, but like, good for him that he did that.
Wait. I think you just alluded to a secret there. He still better be.
Oh.
What?
Hey, so you want me to go into that?
So we've kind of talked about this a little bit, and we won't go into the exact details, but we've mentioned the fact that you can have co-branding partnerships that will help your agents pay for their ads. So is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, I can't even say this is a secret, Matt, because you did a whole hour with the guy who I just read his book on.
Yep.
From Texas, and he does this. Like it's his. Also, Aaron does this as well. Like this is not a new concept. So
no, it's not.
If I was a marketer, I would go do this, and I would be getting 2 to 3 people on the phone, not just realtors, but loan officers, and I'd be doing the same thing. Because again, I think you guys miss out on loan officers. Because if you call a loan officer, hey, you want more business, whatever, they don't get pitched the same as we do. And what you tell them is here's the thing: you want realtors to call you when they have a new person, right? And they're all going to say yes because they're just buying for our business, right? Every loan officer is just waiting to get 2 new realtors that are like, oh, you've hung the moon. I want to work with you with every client. And every time I get a new call from a client, I'm going to send them, say, hey, go see Adam or Alan or Jim or Judy or whoever it is, right? Yeah. That's what they want. So you tell them, well, what if you offered leads to real estate agents? And they're going to go, what? I mean, sure, if I could get them, but how do I get them? And they've got a lot of rules, so be careful with them. But at the same time, yeah, get loan officers. And then get loan officers paired with agents. And then guess what? You have double the ad spend for the same thing, and they're both working on the same team.
Yep.
I hope I didn't give away too much of a secret there.
No, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is what I would be doing. What's up?
Gary says we just started co-branding with a lender and a realtor. Gary, way to go. I mean, that's you're getting half of your cost paid for by somebody else. So of course the agent's gonna be
all right. Double down. Get an insurance guy and get a title company in there right now.
There you go.
Guess what? They make money off of
too. Do you have other people paying for the ads, not just the lenders?
I have them paying for my classes. So for my home buyer seminar, they're paying for food in the giveaway.
There you go. I love it. I love it. No, it's a huge, huge benefit that you can provide to your agents, especially if you can help them along the path to get there. I don't know if that video is in here. We'll have to look. Maybe we'll have to repost that in the group here instead of the other group where it used to be, because he went over a lot of details that were really good.
Yeah, don't mean to like throw somebody else's pitch out there, but it's Chris Walters, right?
Yep.
Walters.
Chris Waters.
Go Waters. Go look up the Millionaire Real Estate Team.
Yep.
He'll send it to you.
$9 million in commissions this year. Commissions, not volume. Commission.
Yeah.
They're pretty big. So it's pretty awesome. Gary says, yeah, 50-50 split. Share the leads. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Dimitri says, haha, already familiar with the strategy. Just need to implement. Absolutely, you do. Douglas says,
okay. Robbie said something.
Yeah.
Let me just jump in there. Robbie said something super important the other day, and I've heard it before, and it just like resonated with me. If you hear something and you're like, that's a great idea, and you don't write it down and then go implement it, you're not going to. Like, do it that day. Don't wait 2 months. Don't wait 3 months. Like, if I listened to Matt day 1, I would have 5, 6, 8 more closings already. Like, I waited. I took his class, and I was like, all right. And then, like, the second I put it in, it worked. So, write it down. Still listen to us because we're going to throw a couple more things in here that are really valuable. But, like, legitimately write it down, and tomorrow morning when you get up or tonight before you go to bed, start putting these things into action.
Yeah. Think about it. You can save money for your agent. Get a lender to pay for part of their leads. 20%, 30% or whatever.
And do this. Do like, not only am I going to give you a great cost per lead, you're not going to pay for all the lead. You're not going to pay for the whole ad spend. And I'm going to give you free leads on top of that as a bonus, just because I like you. Who's going to say no to that?
Exactly. And if you go in, I think you can look up Evan, Evan Kaplan, Kaplan. I believe his video is in this, and it talks about how to approach a lender to get them to pay for the leads.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
It is in the look it up. So you have to have the process for capturing ideas beyond just writing down. Absolutely. John says, yep, do it now. So yep, it is definitely is the people you know and how you connect to each other. Absolutely. We're getting a lot of people that are loving this. Said pure gold there, Joe. Great advice. So we're going to get Shane on in just a second here. Shane, go ahead and come back when you're ready. But in the meantime, Joe, tell us a little bit more about your groups marketing.
Oh, we're going to go into groups? All right, so this is my brand new baby. It's super important to me, and there's only, 20 people on here? So Take this, run with it, do it. It's awesome, but very simple. There's I'm going to give you a couple of different Chrome extensions to go put on, and this one is huge. It's called Facebook Toolkit. It's a free extension from Google.
Watching #Trooper in the comments below, because this is about to be so much gold. You're not even like
this will. Yeah, I didn't honestly, Matt, I was going to message you before if I wasn't in a meeting. I went from your masterclass to a meeting to rush home to get here to be ready for this. So I was going to message you and be like, hey, are you sure you want to talk to that? Because this is going to be another class. Like, I tell you, this right here will be a class that Matt sells in the next year, 100%. Like, it's that valuable, okay? And, like, this is something Ravi would definitely not give away. And Shane's probably going to be pissed. But anyway. So
I'm just Shane's in the lobby going,
So Facebook Toolkit. Matt, have you talked to Shane about this yet?
No, we haven't talked much about it yet.
Okay, so that's how new it is. It literally 3 days ago when I started doing this. So Facebook Toolkit. It's got all these cool things where you can go in and like everybody that has a birthday say happy birthday to. It's kind of cool. Whatever. I don't care about any of that because I haven't gotten into it. All right. So what you're going to do and how to get in front of thousands of people today. It's awesome. So rule 1, I'm going to preface this by it does take a little bit of time. It's going to take you a couple weeks to fully implement it, but within 3 days, because it's only been 3 days for me, this is how many people you can get in front of. So you go to Facebook Toolkit, and there's a little thing that says become admin of groups. All right? It's a button. You press it, and it goes how often. It shows all the groups that you've ever joined. You click select all groups. Whether it's 20, 200, whatever it is, select all groups. It'll come up with a time frame of how often you want
right now.
Yeah. So in that, select 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever. Click start. Minimize it, forget about it for an hour or however long it's going to take to go through it all. Then it's going to say, hey, we're done.
Shane, take a break.
We'll
We'll be right back, bro.
You're going to open it up, and it's going to say you are now admin of these groups. And what the groups that you become admin of are at ones that their admin has left, or like they're stagnant, and it lets you become the admin of it. Okay, I'm so new, I don't even know the exact reason, but I do know it lets you take over. Now you are an admin of a group. Now you're saying, well, what does that mean? I don't care. Like, I'm an admin of a group. Well, awesome. Like, cool. Like, what's the big deal about it? When you become admin, you can do whatever you want inside that group. Now, you can't always change the name if it has too many people. You can't always change all the things about it, but you can change enough. And anyway, it doesn't matter. Go through. You can kick out whoever you want. For me, it's realtors. So Matt and me have talked about, is it ethical? Is it not? Whatever. Who cares? But for you guys, it's your group. You're marketers. Do whatever you want. If you're an agent, again, do whatever you want. There's no rule saying you have to be nice to other real estate agents. So just remember that. Kick all the agents, loan officers, anybody you don't work with, kick them out, close the group, put open group, whatever, but make it so they have to join and they have to be accepted by you. You get 3 questions. You can literally pre-qualify people through 3 questions. Awesome, right? Now, you're still like, but Joe, who cares? It doesn't matter. Here's where it matters. When you become an admin of a group, depending on how big that group is, you just got a whole bunch of new people to get in front of. And you're like, okay, so how many people are you talking about? The first group I became admin of, the first time I did this, was 1,200 people. I have now successfully become the admin of a 2,500 person group. And you're like, okay. So I'm seeing like, all right, so you're talking about 3,000, 4,000. I'm now admin of about 6 groups over 6,000 people. Okay, you're like, all right, so I'm seeing there's an audience, but why is this so important? Because now you post your ads or polls or questions or whatever you want just to those people, and they're going to see it. Now, there's a lot of things that go with this, but post simple questions. I just put a poll before I got on here, Matt. I thought it was 6 o'clock when we started this, so I actually messaged him. I was like, hey, where are we starting? He's like, we got time. I was like, all right, I'm going to go do this. I put a poll up. It said, in the next 12 months, are you planning to move? And the poll was yes, with a whole bunch of happy, whatever, smiling faces. No, with a whole bunch, I can't. And then like one that was like, I don't know if I can buy. I put that up there. Before I got on here, it had been up less than 30 minutes, and I had 6 people already comment or do it. None of them had pressed no, which is awesome. Boom, right there. And guess what? That lives on, and it lives on. And I invited everybody from my business page to it. I invited everybody from my Facebook actual page. I put up a link, hey, go like my group, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing it all those times. Now, that's awesome. And you're like, all right, so I can get some leads, I can get some people, blah, blah, blah. Here's another thing. Well, I go to Facebook Marketplace, and I go look for listings that are for sale by owner. Matt doesn't even know about this because I literally did this right now.
Oh, shoot. I'll be right back.
So, yeah. So, for sale by owners, I went and got rentals. I got like everything, like anything that didn't have a realtor on it, and I started sharing it to my group. I'm also gone to other ones that are like, hey, Western Slope, home for sale, Western Slope for sale by owner, Western Slope rentals, Western Slope, anything and everything. Buy sell groups, all these ones. And you just start posting those little polls, little comments. Hey, I have do you know you can get in a house for $1,000 if you go through FHA? Or did you know that you can get in with as bad a credit score as 580? Don't say bad, say as low as. Do any of those kind of things. You can do, there's tons of groups out there, and you just go start liking it. Here's a couple more tips. One is if you liked a page or you tried to join a page and you weren't accepted, what you need to do is make a spreadsheet. So you make a spreadsheet of each of those groups and put what day you try to join. If you do not get accepted within 3 to 5 days, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the little members list, and you can kind of see a few people that are friends that are in that. Private message them, say, hey, can you allow me in? Because a lot of times if the admin's not active, anybody in that group can actually add you. So then they add you, you run your little Facebook toolkit, boom, now you're the admin. So you just took over that group of however many. So you're going to want buy-sell groups. You're going to want all different kinds of listing groups. You're going to want homeowner groups. You're going to want anything that you can think, whether it's, I don't know, I've done everything, like every group.
Buy, sell,
Now,
garage sale, flea market, any of that.
Oh, yeah, everything. Now, what I was telling them, Shane, was you need to get a spreadsheet, put the list of the names of the places in there, and then if you join them and we're not accepted within 3 to 5 days, you go to, it shows the members, and so you're going to have some friends that are members, just because it's, wherever you're at. What you do is you private message them to allow you to come into the group. So if the admin hasn't been working or has left the group, the other members can actually add people to it. So you get your friend to let you into the group, then you run your toolkit, and you become the admin. So
did we just give away how
in front of more people and becoming admins of more groups? So there's like I'm still figuring out these. But what I was telling them, which I didn't even talk to you about, was I've been going to Marketplace and other pages that have for sale by owners and have like rentals and stuff, and I've been posting their ads into my page. So 1, I'm getting in front of for sale by owners, and 2, I'm also getting more traffic to my page, so more people want to join it.
Yep.
So let me just recap here.
This is I'm telling you, this is huge. Like I can't.
Don't even hear me.
How much? Like I've already set an appointment. 3 days. I've already set one appointment.
Can you hear Shane, Joe?
No, I can't. Is he?
Oh, he can't hear you.
He can't. So Shane, don't be mad at me, all right?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? No.
I don't think he can hear you. All right, try kicking Joe and bring him back.
Okay, hang on, Joe.
Just kick.
Okay, so we're done with Joe now.
Can't give that kind of stuff out for free. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Like I said, don't run in Grand Junction, Colorado. We're all cool.
So while I was away,
actually, Shane, I was gonna tell you, sorry, Matt, I was gonna tell you and Shane, what I would do if I was you guys, I'd be doing this on like a large scale, like going to major cities and just doing it, just to own the groups. Because can you imagine doing this? You as a marketer call and say, hey, what if I told you I can, you run the polls yourself, who cares? But you say, hey, I can get you in front of 2,500 people, an exclusive audience without other realtors. You can post whatever you want, and you're going to get people that want to talk to you. Who's going to say no? Like, that's free. You're getting free leads, and you're building a database of people that are only going to see you.
Okay,
and
so
they're going to see your
I know what we're doing
testimonials,
tonight.
your closings, and your new listings. And
He still can't hear me.
you just captured, like you just imprisoned 2,500 people to just see you.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, you can't hear Shane.
I can't hear him. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, he can hear you, but you can't hear him. But no.
Don't be mad, Shane.
He keeps saying, "Don't be mad."
Yeah.
No,
well,
I hear him.
told Matt,
I hear him.
I told Matt I didn't know if we were going to allow me to even say this because it was so new and it's so different.
Gary says, "Shane, is Joe the admin of this group now?"
Oh, just no.
That's not how it works. How it works is basically you have a lot of groups out there where the admin leaves, right? They're no longer interested in being an admin, so they leave. There's no admin. Nobody realizes it because they don't care.
No,
because you become it.
No one knows what groups they've joined or haven't joined. By the way, when you take over, the first one I took over was it was only 1,100 people, but there was 500 requests. I went through, deleted the 7 realtors that had tried to join, and then I let everybody else in. So I literally that's what I did.
This sounds a little shady. Are you suggesting we steal ownership of someone else's group, Brent? It's not like that.
You're not stealing. What it did is, if I want to create a Facebook group, I become the admin because I created it. But if I get tired of people being annoying and flagging stuff, and I don't want to, or I never look at it, I can take myself out of the admin. You're not stealing anything. All you're doing is taking over empty car. Like, well, not empty. That's a bad example. It's like if they just abandoned something and you walk up and it's literally just sitting there and no one's running it. Plus, you're actually helping people out because the people that want to post in there and see what your content is aren't even allowed in because you're not approving anybody.
Yep. And Bryn says, so does it
So-
work if there are no admins in the group? Or does it only work? Yes, exactly.
Yes,
There's no admins in the group.
But let's go into another little thing I've done. So
Calm
again,
down.
3 days.
Oh
so
my
this
God,
is,
this guy.
Go try it out.
He's
You
like
know, be
giving
careful
away
with this, but
everything.
This is what I'm doing.
He
So-
can't hear you, Shane. Shane's like, calm down, Joe. You're giving
I'm
away
super
the
excited
farm.
about this. Well, I don't know. It's so new. It's so cool. So, what you do is you go and you message the admins of groups that either have a lot of people to be approved, don't have a lot of content, aren't getting a lot of posts. Go message them and say, hey, would you like some help running this page? Would you like somebody to like be able to accept people and maybe bring some more content in? I've done it 3 times. I'm gonna say this. I messaged 3 people. 2 of them gotten back, and now I'm moderator and admin. One of them only made me a moderator because he's like, we'll check and see if this works out. He's an older guy, but I'm an admin in another one, and I'm a moderator of another one. And the third one, I'm just waiting. They'll eventually get to me. They probably just abandoned their Facebook. So, but
Wow.
it's super exciting.
This is so gold. Like, I'm
and
shocked. We're giving this out for free.
There's yeah. Well, Matt, I asked you, Matt.
Well, that's why I was like,
Mad
you know,
at me
let's
for
go to
that.
the group thing. Let's just do it. Shane's gone.
So
Sorry,
yeah.
Shane.
I told you
Shane's
guys.
away
I told
from
everybody here. Like when
But,
Matt is Whiskey Thursday,
also,
just giving
so
shit up
another
all the
thing,
time.
and
It's
this
just
is
crazy.
like kind of
I
like
cannot
bigger
believe
picture,
you guys talked about this.
is when you go. I'm pretty sure I could probably buy some of these groups. Like, just message them and be like, hey man, I see you're the admin of a group for 10,000 people. Do you want to give that headache up and I'll give you a couple $100 just because I'm doing this new thing, I want to try it out, blah, blah, whatever you want to say, whatever your script is. Matt will probably come up with something way better. But buy a group. Can you imagine buying a group of 10,000 people?
Yeah. Shane, what are your thoughts on that?
Well,
I still can't.
if Joe wants to buy our group, it's like,
Shane,
the price is right.
Our group.
No. It doesn't. It doesn't work like that. You have to be invited, and you have
Right.
to be a member of that group to be able to do it. Now,
I'm just kidding.
you're like, okay, I'm gonna add every single buy-sell group, flea market group, every group I can find, right?
Joe, everybody is saying you're extremely laid back, and they are loving it. Alina says we've muted Shane now. No, we haven't.
No, listen.
We haven't.
All right.
But they said, "Oh, FYI, weed is legal in Colorado."
I'm a Marine. I'm a deputy. It's not my thing. But
There you go. But John is recognizing this. I've seen John post like multiple times. Holy cow, this is gold. This is worth so much money. It's crazy. I mean, if you guys are not realizing the potential of this, it's insane. John says, epic, absolutely epic. Okay, John is somebody who's going to take this and run.
So that you guys can keep giving away shit.
Matt, I'm telling you, if you don't make this a course, like I told, ask him when I sent you, like the first thing I sent you, you thought I was spamming you.
Yeah, I did.
Remember that?
And you're like, hey, you want to become an admin of a bunch of groups? I'm like, oh, great. Joe got hacked.
Yeah, he was like, what? And I'm like, no, dude, like it's super real. And he's like, did I get hacked? Did I get spammed? I'm like, no, it's me. Like, hey man, like, hey. And he's like, oh, like really? What are you talking about? I'm like, dude, like this is the thing.
Yeah,
now,
I was pretty shocked, and I've used it, and I've become admin of like 4 different groups. They're not anything that I would use, but I could see where I could use it going forward, because you could get into groups where this would be useful, right? Because there's a lot of groups where like all of a sudden I'll get a request where some such and such wants to join this group, and they're a friend of mine, and I'm like, why do I have a request? I'm not the admin, but boom, there's no admin.
That's it.
So you become the admin.
You become the admin.
So
I know it sounds like we're like all like, I don't know, evil right now, but it's honestly, it's 100% legal. There's nothing. And you can ask Matt, like,
it's 100% legal.
Because I thought I was like,
it's 100% legal.
Like, I went and talked to my.
What are you talking about?
Like, it's when you're going to come arrest you because you
like,
stole the group.
When I first found out about foreclosure ad, I took it to my broker and was like, is this legal? Can we actually do? I was super worried about it. I'm like, no, like everybody in the Marine side, I was Mormon. Like, it's not. I'm not that person. Like, I want to make sure everything's. I won't run an unbranded page because I'm worried that somehow it'd be against rules and stuff. Like, I don't care if my cost has to be higher right now. I'll just do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not about illegal stuff, but the groups, it's a thing. Now, super big tip, okay? And if you're going to do
All right,
any of this, this is
last tip, Joe. We're gonna wrap
last
it up
tip.
with Shane.
Like this guy's in our student program.
All right, so last tip
like,
is
what's he doing?
how now you're gonna want to go out and add all these groups. You're gonna want to do all this cool stuff, right?
You can't even hear me.
Slow your horses.
He can't hear you, Shane.
Slow your... Shane, I'm really sorry. I can't hear a thing. Like, I don't even know. You're probably don't give it all away. There's 19 people. We're good. You guys do this too. Like, you guys get super drunk and then just, all right, well, we'll tell you how we really.
As far as I'm concerned, it looked like you were
gave
drinking
away
water.
that one ad that one night that I screenshotted and still have, and it's a great ad. So, for the troopers out here, what you're going to do is hold yourself back and only add 10 to 15 groups a day. Okay? If you do more than that, you will go to Facebook jail, which will mean you can't post in a group, you can't join groups, you can't do anything from 3, 7 to 2 weeks. And they're gonna knock down all of your posts because they're gonna think that they're spamming. Okay?
Yep.
With that, if you go don't go more than 15 a day. If you're doing 15 a day, do not share or post in more than 10 other groups. The reason is because if you do more than 25 large actions in groups, as they would call it, you are going to get put in Facebook jail. So when you're doing all this,
watching this would love a master on how to master Facebook groups. Below groups class. Let us know if this is something you'd be interested in, where we go into like major depth. That is going to show you exactly how to do exactly what we're talking about, but like to the T.
I'll do it. I'll pay for it. Like, I know I'm getting all this, but I'll also pay for it. Like, because Matt will find something that I missed, and it will just make it go crazy.
Love it,
Matt. I'll also send you some screenshots. For when you want to do your thing of all the stuff, even the first few days. I'm sure you can do it too. But of all the comments and all the people that I've talked to through this.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So you're getting business out of this already.
I set one appointment for tomorrow, about a half an hour before we got on here. That's why I was so excited about this, and I was like, "Is he gonna let me like say it? Is he gonna let me like get into this?" I'm not sure. This is one of those Whiskey Thursdays that gets deleted, and they're like, we didn't save the replay. I don't know what happened."
Yeah, this is one of those.
Shane agrees. It is one of those. So
Shane, 100%. 100%.
Enjoy.
Like, you can do that, but I'm telling you, this is a great course. It's an amazing way to get in front of a lot of people very quickly.
That's awesome. I love it. All right, Joe, we're going to close it out here.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on. Shane and I, we're going to stick around, and Joe, feel free to hang out in the lobby. We'll chat in a second. But Shane and I are going to talk a little bit about what we have coming up this week. But again, thank you so much for being here. And
thanks, Joe. I know you can't hear me.
Shane was gone. Shane says thank you, a little reluctantly, but he says thank you.
That's all good.
It's all right, Shane. It'll still work out.
Thanks so much, Joe.
Thanks, Matt.
You bet. So, Shane.
Oops. Hang on. I put him in as a. There you go.
There you go. Shane.
Can people actually hear me? Can people actually hear me?
You guys, if you can hear Shane, type 5 below. Just put the number 5 so we can know that you can hear Shane.
We're not going to stay on long anyway, so.
No, but we're going to kind of cover what we're.
So this is what happens, right? When I leave, you just like
give stuff away.
Give away all the secrets. Who cares? Like, we were just like, here we are. This is the shit that we're doing. Just like giving stuff away. It's like Joe started talking about the groups, you know.
Oh man, but you know what? That's the point of coming to Whiskey Thursdays. You never know what's going to happen. Like, look how laid back this Whiskey Thursday was. And look how much value you guys were given. If you guys think you got a bunch of value, hashtag value in the comments below.
Yeah,
awesome.
Hashtag value.
Hashtag value. I know when you left, I started using the hashtag.
How about hashtag steal my secrets?
So,
you fuck Matt. He's like every single time. And the worst thing is so like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but every time we have a guest on,
I love it.
I'm gonna say this. Like, every time we have a guest on, I typically, like, at the end of these lives, I typically get off, and then I wake up the next morning, and I get a bunch of messages from Matt saying, "Hey, we got to give this away, give this away, give this away to the person that we had the night before because Matt's made a deal with our host to get a bunch of their stuff for free, and we're giving away a ton of stuff. I'm like, what else did you tell them? Like, what did you talk about last night while you were drinking a bottle of whiskey?
The best part is sometimes it's really awesome. Other times it's like, I just want to know like this one tiny little piece about your process that I cannot put together. And as soon as they tell me, I'm like, yeah, that's probably not
okay. So the best one so far, I'm not going to say who it was that we had on, but you're like, I remember waking up to a message from you the following day saying, hey, listen, can you unlock this course and this course? And I'm like, why? It's like, well, because I traded for this with the guy, like, with the person that we had on last night. And I'm like, what did you trade? Like, did you write this stuff? Like, is there a course? Did you write something down? He's like, no, it's like all in my head. I'm like, it's all in your head. Like, what kind of shit is that? It's all in your head. Like that. It's like, you're giving away courses that we spend time anyways, whatever. It's all good. It's just like, this is what happens like when I'm not around.
It's true. But that's Shane keeps me locked down pretty good so that we keep producing amazing
It's not like that. We always love adding value and stuff. I'm just giving Matt a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time. It's all good. Well, listen, let's not stick around too long.
So let's talk about the plans coming up.
Yeah, well, okay, let's make it just really quick. I don't want to give away too much, but we got an announcement tomorrow. So we're going to go live in the group tomorrow. We have an announcement, something pretty cool that's coming up. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to say. So if you guys make sure you catch the live tomorrow, probably sometime in the afternoon, I'm going to say around between 2 and 3 o'clock is probably when Matt and I are going to come on. I'll do a little bit of an announcement around lunchtime, just to let you guys know exactly what time. Matt and I are going to pop on. We're going to talk about what's coming up. So we got a really cool announcement. It's limited to a certain amount of people. Some people already know about this, but anyways, something really, really cool that we're doing. And
if you know what it is, let's see it in the comments.
What's that?
I said if you think you know what we're going to talk about tomorrow.
I see some people that are on the live already that know about it. So
okay,
but that's so cool. That's fun. I mean, it's not a huge secret or anything like that. But we're just let's announce it properly. I still have landing pages to, put together and things like that. It's not another masterclass, so I just put it out there. It's not that.
It's not another masterclass. We'll be working on the next one in.
We actually, in fact, if anybody has any suggestions for any future master classes or anything that you'd like to see, or anybody else that you'd like to see teach some stuff, let us know. I think the group is getting to a certain size where we have some leverage here where we can go and talk to people and get people in and talk about that.
Well, not only that, but Shane, who do we have next week? Like, talk about leverage with the group. Who do we have next week?
Okay. Yeah, so Ryan Stuman,
which is
hardcore closer, was supposed to come on next week. No. I had to change the date to the following week because it's my daughter's birthday party next Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Okay. So we're gonna do it the next week. But next week we'll do it Thursday at 9. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll do Rescue Thursday at 9. I've got some ideas of who's coming for next week, but the following week is going to be Ryan Stuman, so that should be pretty epic. And then we've got a whole list of people coming for the following months, so that's going to be pretty awesome. And that's pretty much all I have. So
when are we talking about being in Florida?
We're going to be in Miami, likely. The 18th, so January 18th.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in kind of a live in-person masterclass type of deal, comment down below and actually send us each a personal message and let us know, because this is kind of going to be a private thing that we're talking about doing. We're not 100% sure we're going to do it, but if there's enough interest, I think we will, right, Shane?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It's not something that we've been announcing. We've talked to a few other people, some other members as well, to see if anybody's interested, just one-on-one. We've been asking one-on-one. But if it's definitely if anybody's interested, we're probably going to post something inside the group as well. So, and January 18th is likely when we're arriving in Miami, the both of us. So.
Yepers. And again, if you guys are watching this long, hashtag Trooper below. Let us know you made it this far. We're impressed. We got 20 viewers, so thank you guys so much for staying on. I know you got a ton of value because Shane is probably going to discipline me after this and lecture me. But
yeah, no, slapping you.
Just kidding. But for real.
Digital slap. You need a digital slap.
He's going to take my admin privileges away.
That's right. You can go out and scam somebody else's group.
No, but for real, guys, if you guys got a ton of value, let us know. Hashtag Trooper, hashtag value. Let us know because I think we provided a massive amount of value, especially with 20 viewers on here. Like learning all of that, like this is going to be huge for you guys. I can't wait to see what you do with it. So again, thank you so much for being on, Shane. You got anything else, or are we ready to close out?
No, I'm ready to close out.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being on. We'll talk to you next week. And obviously, we'll be active in the group in the meantime. So if you have questions, put them there. And we'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care.